Hey, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Kanode, brought to you by Dig BMX. On this week's episode, we got Trevor Sigloch. I've known him for a long time, since he was 18 and I was 22, so literally a decade now, which is kind of crazy. We caught up on everything. I want to shout out his podcast, so after you finish watching this one, go listen to theirs, Pocket Air, with LaShawn, Eddie, and Trevor. Trevor's dope. He's got a really, you could tell he knows what he's doing, and it was good to talk to him. He's well-rounded, and we didn't just talk about BMX. It's not like, so how'd you start riding? It's a lot more than that. Hope you enjoy it. Before we get into it, let's plug rarsuperfoods.com, rarlife.com. Use the promo code Kanode to get 15% off. Basically, it's like a green superfood that you put in a mason jar. This is what I do. I put it in a mason jar. Fill it with water, and then I put the top on and shake it, and then chug it down. It doesn't taste that great, because it tastes like healthy shit. It's all the micronutrients and stuff that your body needs that you don't get from a regular diet. So if you eat like shit, but you want to be healthy, you can add raw superfoods in, and you'll be a little bit healthier, and you'll start on the path to being the healthiest version that you can be. How's that sound? All right, enough of that. Shout out to Dig BMX. Hope you guys enjoy this episode. Trevor, thanks for coming on. And without further ado, here's Trevor Sigloch. Hey, Trevor. It's good to see you. How you doing? I said that before I hit record. Oops.
I'm chilling.
Now we're ready.
How you doing, Bob? Is it getting hot out there?
Yeah, it's already it's like Game of Thrones. Winter is coming, but summer is coming. At night, it's okay now, but it's 100 during the day. It's too hot to walk the dog. Now it's either you go out at 6 a.m. or you go out at 8 p.m. There's nothing in between.
Damn, already. Yeah, it flipped the switch over here pretty quick too. It was raining pretty good for a month, and then just got super hot. But
where are you?
I'm in Long Beach.
Nice.
Yeah. But I'm thinking I'm coming to Phoenix in a week or two or something. I don't know. We kind of oh, let's go, and then oh, it's already 100. I don't know. Trying to come ride some pools. I haven't been out there in a while, but I don't know. We'll see if it happens.
You would be sweating in the pool. You would want to go to an actual pool with water in it.
Yeah, if you go to Phoenix, you're going to be sweating, or most time if you're riding pools, it's hot anyway.
True. Which is kind of your forte. What is the pool scene in BMX is a whole different genre. It's a whole different community of people that all know pools. Your homies out here in Arizona, I don't necessarily go out and film with or anything. It's a whole different world. Tell me about the riding pools world.
Well, the homies in AZ, they don't even really ride anymore, but or at least as much as I know anymore, but
let's shout some out. Pat,
Joey Calderon, been my boy forever.
Yes.
He was.
Damn, I haven't heard from Joey in forever, dude.
Yeah, I hit him up the other day when I figured out we were gonna maybe be coming to Phoenix. But yeah, him, and then John, and then I think I've only met up with Zach James once or twice, but him, and then there's just there's that ninja guy, Ginger Ninja or something. Yeah. There's pools everywhere out there, but there's people out here that people don't even know about, the homie Stevo. He doesn't even he's kind of off the grid, kind of has Instagrams randomly, and he only rides pools, and that's it.
That's it. That's what I'm saying.
Has trails, has pools, and yeah, he's kind of that's all.
You do it for the feeling. You have some incredible clips in your part that came out 2 months ago for Cult in pools, which is so impressive. And it's crazy.
Yeah.
When did you get into pools? Because do you remember how we met at Woodward?
Oh yeah, I of course. But with the pools, there was the first pool I rode was either the Paula Square, which is there's a dairy farm in Paula, which is North San Diego kind of. There was a square and then a kidney, and the kidney was one of the best pools in the world, voted one of the best pools in the world, in the 70s or whatever.
Oh shit.
And they the owner was super cool with it. He said, just don't party and burn it out. Everybody partied and burned it out, so they filled it in, and they're all right, you got one more left. And it was this not shitty square, but it's a square, and skaters don't really like squares because there's not corners. So it was either the Paula Square or the Canyon Lake Hotel, which is the little city that I grew up in.
Yeah.
and it was empty for a second, to where me and all the homies like ran over there and we're just like, oh, and like hit that thing for however long it was dry. But I don't really remember, because I think about it like sometimes where I'm like, it was one of those,
Yeah.
one of those squares. But yeah, that pool, and those were the first ones. And then there was a pool in Wildemar, which is like near my area, that was empty forever. It was called like, it had a bunch of names. It was called like the Hesher Bowl, or like the Clinton Keith pool, or the Barracks. But it was just like a pool that was just like, had a bunch of different phases of like, it's crazy how like pools will have phases, because it's happened a bunch of times where like you'll go to the house when it's like, maybe vacant or something, and you'll ride it, and then you'll come back and it's fucking ran through with bums, or just like burned down, or like just
Yeah.
craziness, and then you'll ride it when there's no house and there's just still a pool.
Huh.
So it's
Yeah.
crazy with all these like phases. But there was this pool in like 20 minutes from me that lasted for 10 years, and we
No
rode it
shit.
all the time. Like we'd light it up, like do all
Sick.
sorts of shit in there. And yeah, that pool was for sure the pool that like made me want to ride pools a lot. That was a lot of people's first pools. Like I brought Corey there, that was his first pool. And like
Walsh?
a bunch of people. Yeah.
No shit. You took Corey Walsh
Yeah.
to his first pool.
Yeah, he forgets, but I did.
That's fucking awesome.
I met him at like the BMX, the Olympics thing. They
Yeah.
had like in San Diego, they had like a BMX Olympics like dirt course or something, and like we went and like rode that thing, and then we went and rode a pool.
Fuck yeah. That's
Like maybe
awesome.
kind of after or whatever, but that pool was there forever. It was just like there wasn't a lot of skate parks around then, so we just had this pool.
That's dope.
Like it was fucking crazy good.
So, like, I guess tell me your whole life story real quick. Well, first tell me about when we met, because you probably remember it better than I do. Generally,
Uh,
we were at Woodward. You were
Probably
there.
because I was like in a younger stage of my partying, and you were probably just knee
Peak
deep in
party.
it.
Yeah, I was peak party at that point for sure.
So I was probably 18, I think, because I had just been able to like go up to like the hilltop thing at Woodward.
Yeah. Oh
And
yeah,
that
there's
was,
like an exclusive club up there.
well, not even
Okay. All right.
exclusive, but you just got to be 18. And I
Yeah.
definitely did a couple of years as like a junior staff
Yeah.
dude there, just like maintaining the dirt jumps. So that's what I was there doing, just maintaining the dirt jumps, just like staying there for, or I guess then I was getting paid, but like for a couple summers, like I pulled up as a camper one summer and like, just did the week.
Yeah.
And then I was just at the trails digging, because like that's what I was always doing at that time. I just like building and hitting dirt jumps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they're like, yo, you should like hit up, whoever the director was or whatever, and see if they like need another hand. Maybe you can stay. So then
Hell
I
yeah.
just like stayed for like 2 more weeks after like going there. So that was sick,
Super sick.
But then I think, yeah, a couple years later when we met, that was a sick summer. They were doing all like those Woodward shootout videos.
Yeah,
Or
dude.
something.
The
So I
contests.
met a lot of people that summer, like Dennis and the whole demo team, and you came with all the Sabrosa dudes and LaShawn and Wong and Kyle, and then like all the Colony
Simone.
dudes came
Yeah.
through, and I met like Jason Watts when he was getting flowed by like Premium or
Oh
Aro or
shit.
something, like way before nobody knew who he was, and he was like doing the craziest shit ever at the Crater, doing like bar tuck
I
hang
believe it.
five,
Oh my
just
god.
like the
Yeah.
craziest shit. Like, but yeah, when we met, I remember I met all you guys and just like, oh, yada yada, you guys are all here. And I remember the first thing I shot was like, yo, I got a bong. You guys should come like hang out. And LaShawn's like, yeah, dude, come hang out. And I was
Hell
like,
yeah.
yeah, I can't wait to bring my bong.
I remember
But yeah.
we broke a piece of furniture in our room when we were staying there.
Yeah, LaShawn still has it.
No shit.
Kyle put his elbow through a whole 6-layered dresser or something.
Nice.
And
LaShawn
then
still has it, dude.
LaShawn still has it, I'm pretty sure, because I'm pretty sure Simo like tagged it or something.
That's fucking awesome. That's a memory.
Yeah,
That's a piece
I
of
swear he
memory right
still has
there.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I
you were
think
just young and able to crank arm really good. Like you got a guest clip in our edit, which was super sick. And I forget the homie Trev is what I put you in
the
there.
homie Trev. Yeah, that's why you guys won for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I was doing crank arms then. I kind of like, when I was at Woodward, I just like, yeah, rode trails, and like obviously was a Woodward kid at one point, like was doing like front flips and tricks and stuff like that. But then
when was that point? Let's talk about that a little bit more, because I think there's a lot, like a lot of top riders were once that kid, and then they just kind of like turn into an artist. No, you froze, dude.
Oh,
Pause. Ooh. Uh, Not sure where we got cut off there, but I think every rider goes through their like phase of being a Woodward kid or a skate park kid where you just want to learn everything. Like you're young, hungry,
Everything's a
and
phase. Everyone goes through phases.
yeah.
Like
Then you develop
when,
into an artist.
yeah, like when, so basically, like when I started riding bikes, like actually riding a bike, like I was hitting little dirt jumps in my backyard when I was like 4 or 5,
No
like, so I've
shit.
been like
Cool.
riding like forever.
Yeah.
But like when, when does it, like in middle school, when you start like doing no footer, I remember I pulled up to like 6th grade and like looked
Yeah.
at the bike rack and I was like, oh shit, they got small sprockets. And like the C is all chase hawked out, like everyone's fully
Yeah.
slammed, fully up. What else was going on
That was a
then?
good
Like
era. What year would you say this is? Middle school.
'06.
Fuck yes, dude. That's prime.
So like
That's
big
amazing.
tires, small seat, big bars, small
Mm-hmm.
sprocket. Free coasters were super shitty.
Yep.
And like I had one
And
homie who had one and it was just hilarious. But yeah, I think everyone goes through, like, I mean, I guess everyone doesn't go through a scene. I don't know. I'll go through phases through like everything though, because yeah, I grew up like riding dirt jumps a lot when I was like super little. And then bikes were always like a thing, but I don't know, it's kind of like a SoCal thing too, but like I just kind of did everything. Like I was exposed to a lot of stuff just where I'm at, like dirt bikes and wakeboarding and snowboarding. Never got into surfing. I wake skated for a couple years, like in contests and stuff like
in
that. Like there was just
contests? What?
contests. It was so much fun. It's still so much fun. It's just like I don't have a boat or nothing like that. I don't live by the water, but I'll bring it out when we go to the river and stuff like that. But
That's fucking awesome. Have you
yeah.
surfed at all though?
Yeah,
You
I've
had to have
surfed.
tried it, right? Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah, it's cool. I like had a surfboard for a couple months. I got it at a thrift store and I think I used it like once or twice and then I just fucking
Yeah,
got rid
fuck
of
it.
it. It was like a
Yeah.
little foamy one or whatever. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of like the water. It's super cold and like your
Yeah.
nipples just freeze off and
It hurts when you hit it.
good. Yeah, you got to go like fight all these fools to like get to drop in, and then I don't even know how to drop in.
Is it called dropping in and surfing?
I don't fucking know.
I don't know either. It could might as well be.
Yeah, but surfing's cool. But yeah, I just kind of did a lot of stuff, and I still do. Like bikes have never. I go through like I'm pretty seasonal too. Like right now, like especially right when I put out this like last video part, it was raining a lot, so like I didn't ride for like a while. Like I was riding my dirt bike because when it rains, like the hills are just super green and wet, and the dirt's all soft, and you could go build and
Sick.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like I was so split between like fuck, like I need to go film these like 2 clips, but like I was dropping everything I had to just go to the hills, like
Nice.
everything. I was like not working, just going to the hills. But like it's dry now, so dirt bike's chilling
Yeah.
and back to the bikes and just building a bike side. I got a Surron, so I just been doing
No
that.
shit, dude.
It's
Who's
the
the
best shit
kid?
ever.
Talon. Talon is the
Yeah.
Surron king, I think.
Yeah, he is king of that shit right now, but I'm coming
So
for
sick. Hell yeah.
him.
Dude, when do we get to see a Trevi Surron edit? Explain to
we
people what
got
the Surron is, first of all, because I
we
don't
got
think
me and
everybody
Eddie got
knows.
the first clip the other day. A Surron is like it's an electric dirt bike, so it's an e-bike. But like it's got like mountain bike suspension and like wheels, but then it's got like a motor, like a dirt bike, but it's electric, which I don't know anything about either. But it's got, foot pegs and bar, I think they're like mountain bike bars, but yeah, just pretty much
Yeah.
an electric dirt bike. And I'm kind of like, between like me riding bikes and dirt bikes, it's kind of like
You're
a pretty
perfect for
medium
this.
point,
Yeah, for
so
real.
it's super fun and like they're pretty tall compared to like a pit bike, because
Yeah.
I love riding 110s, but they're super small and super heavy
Yeah.
and it's
So
pretty
Surron.
sick. Like
How heavy is a Surron? Do you know?
it's like 120 pounds, like when you get them stock, but
Yeah.
I think so there's like Surrons and then there's this other one called a Talaria, which is like super similar, but Talaria just came out with their new one and it just shit on the Surron. Like it just,
Nice.
because when you get a Surron stock, they're pretty shit. Like
Yeah.
you need to get like brakes and wheels and bars and pegs and like suspension shit just to like use it. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, in a way, I don't know, maybe it's just like we kind of ride it kind of gnarlier, but Yeah, the new Talarias are
All I hear
the
is just money, 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 and
so
then you
much
can do
money. I need
tricks.
a
Yeah.
I need sponsors bad.
Put
And
out the
especially because
Surron
like
mixtape already, dude.
half the parts I know. I'm sitting on these clips. I need to just come through. I'm just gonna tag every Surron company I know and just see.
Sponsor me,
Um,
bro, in the caption.
yeah, and like half the shit's on Amazon, which is dangerous too, because you can just like click on shit and then all of a sudden it's here.
Yep.
But yeah, the Surrons are the move.
It's like a whole new thing. What like the first time I saw it was Talon, and I was like, "What the
Mhm.
fuck is this?" But he was doing really cool shit on it, and it unlocks
Yeah,
like
his
interesting
is gnarly.
possibilities.
His
Yeah.
is like a full blown dirt bike. Like it sucks because yeah, it's a Surron. If you get a brand new one's like $4,500 give or take. And then like to get a new battery, which like is it's not essential by any means, but like to do the shit that Talon's doing, like batteries are like $3,000, and
Fuck.
then like controllers are $1,000, and then that's just like those two things. Like
Yeah.
his
That's
suspension, his front forks are $2,000.
so
His rear
he's
shock is I don't know $600, and like the wheels are $400-500 each. And it's
wow.
just like his shit is just uncomparable right now, you know.
Yeah. That's
And like I
wild,
got a
dude.
used one that has like some shit on it already, and it's kind of clapped, but it's so much fun. And
That's
like
dope.
every person I just let everybody ride it, and
Yeah.
I just like because I want to see their face because it's the best, but I also feel bad because then they really start like fuck, I got to start moving some stuff around. Like, and they really like want one, and everyone's gonna go broke buying these fucking Surrons, dude.
I gotta start transferring from this account, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
open up a new credit
exactly.
line. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get
Yeah,
into Surron. It's a whole new world, dude. That's dope.
yeah, but they're super fun.
So out of
But
all the sports like that you do, all the action sports that you, it sounds so weird to say action sports.
I
Wake
know, yeah.
between wakeboarding, BMX, motocross. What brings you the most joy?
Well, just to cut you off there, I never really wakeboarded. I wakeboarded a little bit. I just wake skated, like, which is super like
I have no clue
random
what
as
any of them
well.
are, dude. I've never done any of them. So consider what
Oh,
I said.
oh,
Wake skating.
okay. But dirt bikes are the best.
Did you
Like
grow
a
up on them?
throttle and suspension, yeah, I did. Like
Yeah.
super young, had them too. You know, just kind of, I don't know, maybe when I was like 5, I got a dirt bike or something.
Sick.
Um, but yeah, just a throttle and suspension is just so much easier. Even though
Yeah.
you can like, you can fall way gnarlier going like bigger and stuff, but
Yeah.
just having a throttle and suspension and being able to just sit down off a lip or like just whips in general, just like
It feels
the single
good.
fact of being able to do a whip
Yeah.
compared to like a bike, like that's it.
Just
And
yeet.
just like green hills and good dirt.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Motocross.
But
My parents never let me get into anything with motors in them. So that's why I ended up on a BMX bike. My neighbors were like skating, and I was like, I'm going to try that. And then I tried, and I fucking fell on my ass. And I was like, I think I need something to hold on to. Then I started scootering, and then I got made
mm,
fun of. And I was like, then BMX, and then just stuck with BMX. That's
it's tough
wild.
out here being a little kid. But
Yeah,
yeah, and it's just like I'm just seasonal too. Like in the winter, the pools are full of water, so I'm in the hills.
nice.
And then in the summer, it's hot and dusty and hell out there in the hills, so I'm in the pools.
Boom. That's fire. What
Yeah.
about how often are you just riding street for fun? Never.
Uh, I I actually went and rode street with like Milky and Eddie the other day, but I was on my Surron.
Hell yeah.
And we were
Shout
just
out
cruising around
Milky and
Santa
Eddie.
Monica. And yeah, I got a little Surron clip. That shit was fun. But yeah, now pedaling, I moved to Long Beach, like, oh yeah, pedaling around Long Beach. Like I did that shit for like 2 months. I was like, this is not what I'm into.
Yeah,
So
that's a whole thing. I bet they were
yeah,
jealous as fuck from spot to spot. Like you're just like, see you guys.
I just go hunt all the spots. I'm like, oh, yeah, there's a spot over here. Like we can
That's
cruise.
awesome, dude.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't really pedal around street anymore besides like new towns, because there's that
Yeah,
excitement of like pedaling around and stuff. But
I think
I
that's
mean,
the
when I was
best
still in
feeling.
my, yeah, I mean, that's the best thing we love about bikes is like, or at least I love about bikes, like traveling to a new spot or
Yeah,
town or whatever, and then just like cruising around, seeing what the town is, not even if you're like riding spots
yeah.
or
The
whatever, but
feeling to
just,
me of not knowing which direction is which, because like at home, obviously north south, I got it dialed in. But when I'm somewhere new and I'm just like completely lost, it's fucking amazing feeling. I love that.
mhm.
You're about to say though.
What was I about to say?
I don't know.
Probably something about pedaling around. Oh, that like yeah, when I was doing my video part, I was
Yeah.
pedaling around, but I don't have pegs. I don't do a lot of grinds or like shit. I'm not like a pedal around and like find the spot. Like I'm more I mean, I just don't do that. I like find a spot and like that's where we're gonna go film and we'll meet up and go there and like and then I'll go
Nice.
fuck around after. Or just like if we're just chilling, we're just chilling. I'll go pedal around or go to whoever's spot. But like when it comes down to like if I'm filming, then it's probably like a spot that I know of and like we're gonna go do it or like
Yeah.
have an idea or something like that. More of a spot guy instead of
I
like
think I love you for that because it's
flat
fucking,
ledge and pull up and like
yeah.
rip a flat ledge and do your art on there. I don't that's
Yeah.
not my thing.
I love riders who are down with just like pick a spot, let's go get the clip, and then be done. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm
At one point when I like my first S&M video, like I was definitely like I was just hanging out with all the common crew boys. So like I
yeah,
was just riding parking lots with them, so that's what I was riding just because that's what they were riding.
yeah,
And but yeah, I definitely like riding transition shit more.
dude. The common crew guys, like I remember when they were just like little babies, and then now all of a sudden they're fucking adults and killing it and sponsored by everybody. They're all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Like they are the
Yep.
industry. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
we had a sick little Julian was in town the other
Yeah,
night,
the
so we like
reunion
met
I
up.
saw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had like a quick little reunion, and the sickest shit happened. We were like in this little super dive bar, like across the street from LaShawn's house, and we were doing something, but then like the chive was on. Do you know what the chive is?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Where they just play
Eddie, Eddie,
random
Eddie
videos.
does 2 big pocket airs in a pool on the chive, and I'm just like, Eddie, you're on TV, and we're just like, yeah, like we all get so hyped for a second, and then like
Hell
we're
yeah.
watching it, and then there's like a Fullerton clip of Eddie in there, and then a couple seconds later he does like an overtooth, and like
Wow, dude.
we're just gassing it at the bar. It was so sick,
Some
but
girls
that
come
was
up
cool
to
to
him
see
like, "Was
everybody.
that you on TV for real?" Yeah.
There was
Damn.
nobody in that bar besides us, but it was cool to see everybody the other day.
Yeah, that's amazing. How is everybody? How's LaShawn? I haven't talked to him in a hot minute.
LaShawn's doing super good right now, actually. I was just texting him because we're gonna go build some shit or build a couple things at Bike Side tomorrow, and he was seeing what's good with that. But yeah, he's doing super good.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Love to hear it. Let's talk about building shit. I've seen that. I do want to talk about like when we were talking about spots, I was thinking about your crank arm up rail to gap wall. So I do want to talk
Mhm.
about that. But let's talk about you being the DIY guy out there, like that DIY spot that you got going and all the stories that you posted recently where like skaters are getting mad at you about a spot that you fucking built. Tell me that story. What's going on with that spot?
Dude, that was like, well, so yeah, I built this spot because like there's not really transition spots around or like skate parks. There's no good skate parks in Long Beach besides like Houghton, and that's pretty far and like slippery, and you don't want to be there at the wrong time of the day.
Yeah.
And so I was actually going over to this spot to ride my dirt bike, and I was unloading, and like I kind of peep over the fence and I see like, the ditch that is now Bike Side, and there was like this two little concrete
Bike
things, like
side.
yeah,
I
Bike
love
Side.
that. Yeah.
These two little like concrete things, like it looks like some 12, 16-year olds like tried to build some shit and it just like didn't work.
Yeah.
But there was like a hip, and like it was kind of cool, and then I go in the back and there's like dirt jumps, and I'm like, damn, this is kind of like a spot, like this is sick.
Yeah.
And the ditch was just like full of shit. But yeah, I just wanted to build a spot, or no, I didn't even want to build a spot. I just found the spot, and I'm like, this has to be built at.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I wasn't like I'm looking for a
It found
DIY
you.
to go
Yeah.
fucking commit my next year and a half to 2 years, because it's literally like I don't even really ride that like often. I just
Yeah.
go build a Bike Side or go like fuck around there.
You're a construction worker for fun, dude.
Yeah, construction worker for money, and then I just go do it for free after too.
Oh no shit, that's what you do for work, yeah?
Yeah, I'm just like a handyman and do like home renovation
Nice.
shit.
Cool.
But yeah, I just wanted to have a spot that like I could ride at in bikes, because we get shit for riding at most of the DIYs.
Yeah, of course.
Just because people are ill-informed about pegs and shit like that. But
So frustrating.
yeah, but I mean, it is, like bikes in a crowded skate park is dangerous. Pegs, like, I mean, pegs could fuck things up, but like skateboards fuck things up 100%.
Yeah.
It's just like people think that or not people, like, but like skaters, they're just uninformed. They don't know. It'd be like, or how do I explain this? Like
Maybe it would be like
or like
BMX
it
at
would
the
be
skate
like,
park, and then a motocross guy comes in, and you're like, "Hey, man, you're gonna kill one of us."
yeah, like was the homie from Canada that got hit by the dirt bike in the park, Mike
that
Varga.
that's a real thing that happened. What the fuck?
He was like in the bowl in the flatland or in the flat bottom, like he was kind of like looked like he just fell doing something and then just gets hit by a dirt
Oh
bike.
my
Like just
god,
drops
dude.
in. And he's just like, yo, what the fuck? But nah, it's just like fools don't know, and it's just, it's not their fault. They just don't know. And fucking
Yeah,
Phelps has been telling them to fuck bikes since the 80s, so they're just brainwashed to that shit.
yeah.
So I just want a spot where like bikes could ride and like nobody can tell us shit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's been sick. And then skaters come, it's super rough, but they get down, like fools do crazy shit there. And
That's
it's
dope.
cool. And I've met a bunch of skater homies there. And we trade spots and pools, and
Sick.
there's, mutual respect across now and shit like that. So it's cool, in that sense. But then yeah, with the whole that skater that claimed he built the spot that me and the other homie built was pretty funny. So we built like this, there's like a jersey barrier like in the convention center parking lot, like the Long Beach Convention Center. And it's just like a slanted jersey. Like people ride it all the time because there's like all those little blocks for the Long Beach Grand Prix.
Yeah.
So one of the skater homies hit me up. He's like, oh, I want to build like some little trannies right here. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. I'm down with whatever. Cause I just been trying to just learn, cause I didn't know shit about building concrete stuff until bike side,
Yeah.
so I just been like learning. So me and him went and did that. And like, we knew that once we posted anything about it, that it would get like blown out because you can see like the big, like
You just know where it
Capitol
is.
Records looking
Yeah.
building in the back. And like everyone knows where it is.
Yeah.
So yeah. But once we built it, I actually went over there with Reed and LaShawn, and we're riding it for like the first time, like having like a super sick session. And this dude comes up and he's just like, yo, how'd you guys find out about the spot? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, I built this spot. I'm like,
Oh, did you?
that's crazy that you're saying that you built this. He's like, why is that? I'm like, because I built this. And he just like, just gets all like back. And like LaShawn and the Reed are just like fucking dead already. They're just like
dude.
walking away. They're like, you got this, Trev. Like, no worries. Like, this dude already like feels bad, And I was like, yeah, dude, like, that's pretty insane that you're coming over here telling me like that you built this when I did. And he was like, I was just coming over here to make sure you guys weren't like fucking it up with your pegs. I'm like, fool, you have nothing to do with this spot. Like, I built this. I could do whatever I want. Everybody here can do whatever they want. Like,
what a compulsive liar. That is absolute insanity. Like he's got mental issues.
Yeah. And I guess he like, and it comes down to like skaters claim a lot of shit. Like they take a lot of ownership in like this being like our spot, like
right, yeah.
everybody's spot. And most likely it's nobody's fucking spot. It's probably someone's property. Like,
yep.
But yeah, that was a pretty funny situation. And I think he was like the other homie I built it with. I think he got hit up to come help, but didn't come help.
Okay.
So he like
at least had some credibility.
He could have been involved, or like he thought he was because he got hit up or something.
So what did I see in that video of you talking to a guy and the guy was like, did you build this? And you're like, nah, I didn't build it. My homie did. I'm not telling you.
Oh, that was the same spot. Yeah, that was the same spot. So we post, some videos of us riding that spot. Within the next couple of days, crews of Long Beach skaters, 30, 40 deep, come to this thing to come burn out this spot, because they don't know how to just kick it. They got to pull up 40 deep with beer and fucking smoking and shit, Yeah. And so they pull up, or not they, but people pull up for the next couple of days. And then I have a customer down there that I work for a lot in downtown. So I was like, I'm gonna go slide by and see what it's looking like. And I pull up and homie's like with the forklift, like frying it up. And I was like, so I pull over there, I start filming them. And then the one dude was like trying to press me, and the dude in the forklift was just fucking laughing, because he was like, oh, like, yeah. And they built that. And then, it went super viral on Instagram. And then I put it on TikTok just like because it went super viral. But I don't know why. It wasn't even really like in altercation. I'm bummed I didn't D's nuts him or like Ligma or just anything, because I had the opportunity. Was like, who built this? And I could have been like, D's nuts.
Fuck her right in the pussy.
Like, D's nuts, bitch. But like, people were just fighting in the comments. Like, you go in the comments and people are just like, oh, that's the Long Beach fucking convention center. It's like, no shit.
And then
Or it's
skaters
like,
start arguing with bikers, and then all of a
yeah, or
sudden you
just
get the
people
most
like, you
engagement.
guys have nothing better to do than destroy property. And it was just like, I
Ugh.
think that's maybe what was just feeding the
Yeah.
algorithm of just like
Yeah.
it going up.
Anger. Dude, it's kind of crazy how well anger does on social media. Like something that triggers people is just gonna blow up. It's fucking wild.
Yeah. And like it was honestly like annoying, like having it. And I'm pissed. I should have put it on like my personal one because I was like getting real money at the time, or reels money.
Yeah.
And I wasn't, or not that I, did on the other one, but like I should have got some money off it. I should have posted it on mine.
Yeah,
but
for real.
it was hell getting notifications for like months.
Ding, 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 ding.
Well, it ain't dinging me, but just like, fuck,
Still,
like, you just gotta click on it so it goes away, you know, and then like, what are they even talking about? Like, Jesus.
Dude, this morning, I got added to Temwed 420 group chat with like 40 people in it, and it's Charlie Crumlish and all the weirdos, and they're all talking about memes and shit. And I got, within like 6 hours, I was like, I gotta go. Like, this is, I'm out. My phone was just blowing up. It was crazy.
I guess I'm still in like a common group chat, and like there's a little bike side one, but none that are like, yeah, it's just stressful.
It was
being in a group
absurd.
chat,
like every 1 minute, there's
hectic,
17 messages. I'm like, I can't do this, dude. This is too much.
Yeah, I'm glad to not be in any.
Let's talk about your Reels shit, because I don't think I've ever done the Reels bonus thing. I think I did it for my boss, but I don't know shit about it. What was like the most?
Nobody knows shit about it, to be honest. Like nobody knows how anybody really qualified for it. It's over now. I don't know if you knew that. Like they like pulled it, so you don't get the real money anymore. So I just don't post on Instagram anymore. But yeah, basically, I don't know. It'd have to be a reel. You post a video. If it did good, then you'd get paid. We couldn't really figure out, because like it would just be all of us, at the skate park, like, yo, do you get paid? Do you get paid? Like, how do you, like, nobody really knew how it was working, and everybody would get tapped out at $100. Like nobody, like, I think I talked to like a couple big dudes, and like, I think Sean Max said like Lynx made like $1,000 off it 1 month or something.
Oh, nice.
He's like kind of a little viral dirt bike kid, but
yeah.
like nobody could, unless you like broke it to like $700-800, like up in there, nobody could get past $100.
That's interesting.
And like, I'm not posting more than like, what, 5 things a month if I was really trying to get after it. And I was like, dude, I just went in this month and I didn't make shit more than $100. So like, it was weird, and I'm glad it's gone, to be honest, because it was like,
it's low-key stressful.
But like, dude, I hate, like, editing videos is super fun, but like when I was like, I don't know, it's nice.
When you start to think about like, can I make something go viral, and you're thinking for the algorithm instead of just what you want to make, it's a whole different thing, dude.
Yeah.
But speaking of Sean,
be like short videos, that's what they want, and like, I don't want to put like one clip. I want to put like a couple, like, like quantity over quality, even though that's not, or quality over quantity, my bad.
Yes.
But that's not how it works these days.
Yeah, the algorithm's like, if it's a short video, they watch it twice, and then I'll feed it to more people and all that shit. It's fucking, that's literally my job. It's so frustrating because you have to just keep following stupid trends that change, and I'm listening to all these influencers that talk about the changes, and I'm like, you don't really know shit, dude. You're just like saying stuff confidently, and I'm believing you, and then repeating it and seeing some results or whatever.
It was cool though. It worked for like 6-7 months, $700. Shout out to Instagram, best paying sponsor out. About it.
Speaking of sponsors, what do you got going on right now? You're still on Cult?
Nothing. Ride my Surron.
No sponsors, huh?
Oh, sponsors, yeah. Cult, RAR.
Fuck yeah, RAR.
That's a RAR.
You got a
Use
promo
my code, not Bob's.
You got a code?
I think so. I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what the code does. It's like
use promo code Kanode for 15% off. No, just
Trevi
buy RAR,
15,
honestly.
Sigloch 15. I don't even know. Yeah, but shout out to RAR. They've been helping me out. They've been hooking me up for a really long time, and it's cool to have them still hooking me up after like 6-7 years. Because like, I mean, free bike parts are super cool, but like I don't really go through bike parts that much. But like getting like health food stuff or like weed,
so sick,
shout out to weed sponsors, those are really cool.
Yeah.
Getting shit that you actually use, and like, not that weed is a benefit, but like, I don't know, having a health food sponsor is sick. Shout out to RAR.
Weed is a benefit. It's a herbal supplement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm looking at your profile right now. You just got Yes Bikes and Pocket Air. Let's talk about your podcast, dude.
Yeah.
How has it been? Like, how many episodes deep are you? And
it's sick. We've just done a few. It's cool. It's just like super mellow and like casual, and it's just me, LaShawn, and Ed for the most part. and not a lot of, what's the word, like infrastructure behind it. We keep it kind of raw, just like Eddie just films it on his HMC on the tripod, and we kind of have like a recorder, and we just shoot the shit. And we kind of wanted to do more just like a talking shit with each other all the time type thing, and kind of turn into more like interviews, which is kind of like what everybody kind of does, but we wanted to do kind of something different. So we're rebranding at the moment.
No shit. Cool. I'm
Or
really
just,
jealous of like
been chilling.
consistent homie like podcast seems nice. Like,
I mean, and it's just like for a while, like with what was it called? Feeble Talk, you know, like Fudger was doing his, and then you came out with yours, and then it stopped, and I was kind of like, all right, well, like if Fudger's not gonna do it, like I've kind of wanted to do it. That was when he wasn't, you know.
Yeah.
So that's when I got the shit rolling again.
And then all of a sudden everybody's back.
Yeah, and he's killing it, you know. And I'm like, damn, like I kind of fucking, I don't even really need to do this shit. Like he's doing it. He's got all this shit, all the cameras and replays shit, you know.
I've been in that room. It's a good setup.
Yeah, but it's cool. And I still want to do more. And like I feel like the location we're at in Long Beach, you know, like I could just get people in here like whenever.
For real. And there's something about in person that's so much better than this over the computer.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, this is the first time I've done one of these, but this is cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool, and we're just not really stressing it. And like, you know, some things have happened in like a couple of our lives. We're just kind of like chilling right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, we definitely want to do it like better a little bit later.
So
but like,
is it still going to be called Pocket Air? You're rebranding?
Yeah, it's still Pocket Air. Like I don't know, it maybe, who knows? There is some ideas of like doing it with some other people without
some
secret
heads. Dope.
But yeah, or like the location or stuff like that. But yeah, it's cool.
So after you guys are done listening to this one, go over to Pocket Air on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or YouTube.
Yeah, we're on Spotify. I got it all. It's taken me forever, but I'm on Apple, Spotify, YouTube.
I loved helping you out when you hit me up with questions about some shit. I was like, yes, let's go.
Yeah,
dude.
and I had like one mic from like just messing around with my computer back in the day that I was like, I'm gonna get it to work for like this shit. And like getting all these adapters and shit like that when I could pay like $5 more and get like this whole ass fucking dialed mic, you know? Like,
that's a super dialed mic, especially just for like USB.
$50.
We were talking about it.
Yeah, $50. But yeah, it's cool. Shout out to Pocket Air.
What like platform are you using? Are you using Anchor?
Yeah, I'm using Anchor, which you said will fuck me when I blow up, but
it's not. It got bought by Spotify. I read one article like 3 years ago that said like on Anchor, if you start getting sponsors, they're gonna take your money or something. And I got like shook, but I was like, I don't really care. I'm not doing this for money.
Yeah, and it's
super easy.
Yeah, and it's hard to like be consistent with it as well too, when like you're just doing it to like talk shit with your friends and like have a couple other people enjoy it, when like you have to pay to do that. You know, I'm making literally negative money.
Same.
To do to like make my life more hectic when I'm like trying to go make real money. You know, it's like
it's wild. I'm taking a loss to do this podcast as well. I'm full transparency, like Dig is paying me money, but every penny that they give me is going to editors to make those clips, because I was spending Sunday from like 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. like working on the podcast, and I was like, I cannot do this, dude. I'd rather go broke than like have my Sundays gone forever.
Yeah, and shout out to Ed for editing all the podcasts. He like films, you know, he'll pull up and film and then like chop it up. And then
it's not easy. It's not, I mean, I guess it's easy, but it's just tedious, dude. Like to go through and actually make sure what I do, I don't edit shit. Like I'll take this recording, slap an intro and outro, and then edit it, and then I'm never watching it. I don't listen to other BMX podcasts. I don't listen to my podcast. Like I barely remember shit. I was joking around with somebody about the fact that I can't remember anything on any of these podcasts, and we should change the name to Kanode New. Like I don't. I used to know. Kanode used to know. That's dope. Where is it at? And like, when's the next one coming? Is it just whenever you feel like it?
Yeah, we don't have any lined up or anything, but soon. We're in no rush. Like I said, we're just kind of chilling. But what I also wanted to, we're in our dip right now, you know?
Yeah.
We're in the dip, and we're gonna be coming back up out of the dip.
Just gotta ride the wave. Yeah.
Yeah, but what I think is cool too is that you had like a big dip, you know, at the beginning of your podcast of like messing around and like a couple of friends here and there in person, and then like you were off of it for a while and then just
Yeah.
came back swinging
Swinging, dude.
on the pods. Oh,
I think like 40 weeks in a row now, which is
yeah.
wild to think about.
Yeah.
Just I don't know. It's when it's virtual like this and I can do it, whenever. That's pretty nice.
Mhm.
Doing the in-person ones, I'm gonna do one with Nick Sebasti tomorrow night. In person,
Nice.
that can get hectic. If I had to do an in-person one every week, I'd be burnt out. But this
Mhm.
is maintainable, and I love it because I'm like, I don't know. I felt like I was drifting away from BMX a little bit, like just getting lost in the real estate world and content creation and barely riding, barely filming BMX, and I don't know. Once something hit me, and I got motivated to do a podcast. I forget who it was that was like the first one that I got back with. I think it was Daryl Taco. I hit him up on Instagram and I was like, "You wouldn't want to do a podcast, would you?" And he was like the first one that brought this new wave back. And then shout out to Wes McGrath because he hit me up on Instagram and he's like, "Hey, Will from Dig wants to talk to you." And I was like, "Word? Why?" He's like, "About the podcast." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And we had a little Google Meet, and Fred Murray and Will Smith are so sick. I keep telling them like, "You got to come on the podcast, guys. Like, it's about your turn, you know."
Mhm.
Those dudes are legends. You know Will Smith and Fred Murray?
I do not know Will Smith. That's not really ringing a bell, but I definitely have hung out with Fred in the bleachers at Simple Session,
Nice. Fuck
just
yeah.
talking shit, like
Hell
crazy
yeah.
amounts of shit on everybody.
God,
And that
I'm
was
so
super
jealous you've
fun.
gone to Simple Session. What's it like at Simple Session?
It's like you're a rock star.
Damn.
You just like walk in there and it's just like crazy. Like everyone's just like in awe with everything. And just like the biking is insane. But like, when did I go there? I think I just went. Did I even plan to? I don't know. The first time I went to Europe, I just like, oh, Simple's going on. Like, I definitely need to go to that. And it
Get
was
the
like
fuck out of
a,
here. That's
a
awesome.
flight. And then I went and then I was supposed to stay with Adam. Fuck, this is a good story. If we're on a podcast, might as well tell it, right?
Yes, please.
So we go to Europe first time. I didn't know where I was staying for like, I think I had like 5 days of staying with like Hoder and Hobie. And then I did that. And then I stayed with these like Swiss kids that I met for like a day or two. And then I shot to Simple Session. And I was supposed to stay with Adam in his room, and he ended up not going. So I met Reed at a little peep show like a couple weeks before in LA. And I
Yeah.
was like, yo, Reed, I'm I'm at the airport right now going to Simple. Like, I don't know I haven't traveled abroad by myself, ever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Reed, what's the move,
Yeah.
And he's like, meet me here. I'll be right here. Send me your itinerary. He sent me
God, I
mine,
love
connect to the
Reed, dude.
Wi-Fi, like all this shit. And so I'm just at the airport, and all of a sudden Reed pulls up and just took me under his gypsy wing.
Yep.
And yeah, we're just chilling and we're just like posted up outside and we're all just like, yeah, like, so how we getting like to the hotel or whatever? And everyone's just like, just kind of sitting around, like Corey Martinez, just like some heads, we're chilling. Like, I guess Reed's like, oh, you know what? Actually, and Fudger was there too. He's like, you know what? We're actually going on this tour or something, like, so like this like company is going to tour us around Estonia and take us to like 5-star restaurants and go jump off a building
What?
and like hang our feet off this Space Needle with like Greg Illingworth.
Fuck
And I was
yes.
like, I didn't even know where I was staying, And so we just like get on this like short, like this little shuttle bus, and yeah, then we get to this like big acoustic building, and they're like, yeah, you guys are gonna jump off it, and we're just like, what do you mean we're gonna jump off it? Like, and they're just like, well, Trevor, like, you're I was like the freshman. They're like, yeah, you're the new guy. You got to go do it. And so I just like climb up this big ass acoustic building, and it was just like this fucking swing,
Oh
like good
shit.
shit. But
You get all harnessed up and then you jump
yeah,
off
crazy
and
harnessed up. It was
swing.
raining. It's like sheet metal on top, and they're just like, oh man, I wish I could just look it up on my phone. But he's just like, aim for the stairs, and I didn't know
What?
if it was like a bungee or like,
Right,
I
yeah.
didn't know what the fuck was about to happen. Nobody had ever done it yet.
Just
So
saying
I
it in a
jump off,
thick
and it's
accent.
just
Aim
like
for the
giant
stairs.
swing. You know what? I wonder if I could talk and look for it at the same time. It's probably not too far in the shit. But we did that and like went on some crazy beer testing thing. And then, oh, you know what? might have mixed somewhere, but the dude who picked us up from the airport, like our shuttle guy, trying to not burn him out. The shuttle guy,
Yeah.
we pull up and he's the weed guy. So
Nice.
we pull up when we pull up to the hotel, there's just a line of people outside already waiting for the weed guy, and first in line is LaShawn. And like, and the doors of the shuttle bus open, and he's just like, yo, like, and we had just like, we met at Woodward like then, and then I think I came to AZ once, maybe twice or something. And he was just like, yo, what the fuck are you doing out here? Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
And then like, I just stayed with Reed, or I think I stayed with Reed for like a couple of days. And then LaShawn, like the rest.
That's fire.
Yeah, there was that. And then but Simple is super sick. I'm trying to think of what was the like original question of that we get on Simple.
What is Simple Session like?
Simple Session is just a giant party, to be honest. Like, unless you
that's what it seems like.
Reed's really good at competing. He loves ripping all night and then ripping at the contest and like getting top 3 and then just puking after every run or mid run.
That's amazing.
Matter, but it's mandatory.
LaShawn too. Like when I was working with Sabrosa, I watched LaShawn at Simple Session and I was like, I know he was out all night, but he's still fucking killing it. That shit, I can't do that anymore. I used to be able to on Sabrosa trips when I was younger. I would like drink a whole bottle of wine at night and then get up and go ride and film the next morning. But those guys are animals. LaShawn, Kyle used to. I'm pretty sure he's more cleaned up too. They're all like grown up and not doing that shit anymore. But they could drink and then wake up no problem and go get bangers. It was pretty wild to see.
Damn, I want to find this clip because it's so good. But like, yeah, Simple Session is just a big old party. It's super fun.
We'll find that clip and make a little Instagram clip out of it. Plug it.
Yeah, it was good times. But what else was out there? Yeah, contest is super cool. People are super cool. I think it's in the summer now, to where it would be kind of better, because if the contest isn't going on, or like not that if the contest isn't going on, but everything outside of like the contest and like the clubs, it's like -20 and snowing.
So nothing's happening.
And like,
yeah.
Everyone's from like, SoCal for the most part out there, just trying to like get around. And we're just, I saw Garrett Reynolds eat shit on the ice, and I was just like devastated. Like, and I was like, oh, dude, like,
are you all right, dude? Shit.
Yeah.
Not the goat. Not our goat.
Yeah. But that was
what about the girls?
Good early days of me reading LaShawn.
Hanging out. Well, first of all, how old are you now?
I am 28.
Nice. I'm 32. So, damn, I met you when I was 22. That's so wild. It's fucking trippy to think back on old times. Like, I can't remember my 20s, but it's all on Instagram. So one of these days I'm going to go through and like relive my life and try and like brain blast and remember. But what about the girls at Simple Session?
They're good.
Good. Quality. Say less.
Yeah.
What about what's your life like now? Do you got a girl yourself?
Yeah, I do. We've been dating for 4 years. A little bit ago.
Good for you.
Me and her got the crib, the dog. It's cozy.
Good for you. That's fucking awesome. Did she have anything to do with the removal of your dreads?
No. I just woke up and cut them off one day in the morning.
Fuck yeah.
Just went and got back in bed.
For real? You're just like, this shit is annoying. I'm fucking cutting them off.
Nah, I knew that like probably, I don't even know how long coming up to it. There was always times when I was like, I'm gonna just cut them right now, like fuck it, or like my homies were gonna cut it, or like I even like at one point like shaved the side of my head and looked like Skrillex, which was crazy, and I thought I had homies to like tell me that I was being crazy, but that's not the case.
You had homies to support the craziness.
Yeah, I would just like cut them off and give them to homies and whatever. But yeah, I just like woke up one day and cut them off, and
how'd you
look back, don't miss them at all. That was like during COVID as well, when everyone's kind of like, it was like March of 2020 when they came off,
Dude, there's something so like liberating about just doing something impulsive and changing your appearance or whatever. Like I buzzed my head once and my mom was like, what the hell are you doing? And then I was just, I don't know, I got a buzz cut now. Fuck you, it's a whole different
I mean,
thing.
it was like a big, image for me for a while, and like my brand,
you get attached to it,
but
exactly,
but it was like I wanted to, not that I was like hiding behind it or anything, but I just wanted to like be myself and not be
just
like,
my hair,
like my hair, and like just greasy hair.
Maybe pay attention to my fucking savage writing, dude.
And the nose ring came out shortly after, and
you were a nose ring guy for a bit too, huh?
Yeah,
I
and it was
think
like, oh, Trevi with the dreads and the nose ring. Like, now I just I walk right by people and they don't even know. It's sick.
yeah, when you were 18, dude, at Sabrosa Woodward, which I want to tell the story just on the podcast in general because I don't think I have yet, but like
Mm-hmm.
we showed up to that shootout in 2013 and I left my camera bag at home. Like I didn't even bring the shit to film. So like fortunately LaShawn had his camera bag and he had a VX, so we got a couple of things done the first day, but then my dad overnighted the my camera bag and everybody was pissed. Like they're like the whole team was like, "What the fuck, Bobby?" Like, and then that's when it started to be like, don't Bobby this. Bobby just became synonymous with like fucking up. And then
Yeah.
turns out we fucking won. So I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like falling.
Simo did 180 whip, backlash, tab, kickflip. Come on,
yes,
man.
dude.
That
Yeah.
ain't never been done, man. That shit was crazy.
That's true, huh?
I've never
Yeah.
even seen a kickflip before that, I
Yep.
don't think, you know?
So good. And like I think he didn't invent it, but he was one of the earliest people to do a nose manual to crank flip too. Like he did ice nose crank flip, and that was like unheard of, and everybody went nuts on that team.
Ice nose, okay.
Yeah, dude, that trip I fucking loved, and I loved meeting you. And I can like see the clip in my head right now. It's this crank arm up and down this rail, which was mind blowing back then because nobody's on the crank. Yeah.
Dude, every time
rail.
I go there too, I look at that and I'm like, dude, I would never do this. Like, this
you did the shit out of it though.
This would take me. It took me so long, and you probably don't remember, but I remember it taking forever at night. And you're like, all right, Trev, like 5 more times, you know, like with the turkey, you know, you gave me the turkey, and Simo's like, turkey. Don't fucking worry about him. Like, keep doing that shit.
Yeah, I had a homie at the skate park last night. I told him I gave myself a turkey. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this hang 5. Give me 5 tries, and then he encouraged me. He was like, He kept going. He's like, no, bro, you got it. I ate shit real bad, and he's like, keep going. And took 17 tries, and then I landed at a hang 5. Mm-hmm. Feels good, but yeah, you had baby dreads, is what I was getting at. Your dreads were like down to here at that point. There's just
Chief Keef walk a flock of length.
Yeah, you were becoming Trevor Sigloch. How'd you meet your girl?
Just through a friend at a festival, or like a it's my dog going. Can you even hear that?
No, your mic does like sound cancellation.
Yeah, it's that big $50 one. Yeah, just through a friend, like at a festival, and then we were friends for a bit, and then locked it in.
That's what's up. Good for you.
But just because it was Coachella last week, it actually like is rooted in like deep rooted at me going to Coachella for my first year.
Yeah,
because like I was going to Coachella with a homie, and then he bailed, and then I just knew of like a couple girls and like another friend who were going, so like I just went and stayed with them, just like, you know, just like kind of slid into their campsite, and then I met a bunch of people who were just like crazy on the festival shit, just like showed me, I don't know if you've ever been to festivals, but like it's just so much fun running around and just being crazy with your homies and stuff like that. And they kind of like showed me how to festival. I had never been before. So they showed me, and like, yeah, the homie Kevin, he's like one of my best friends. I met him there, and then he's who introduced me to her, like
that's dope.
6 years later or something like that, you know, like, and he lived in Long Beach, and I'd always come up here when I lived in Huntington. And then, he ended up moving to like LA a couple years ago.
It's funny you use festival as a verb. Like the people who are into going to festivals, that's their like BMX or motocross or wake skate.
And it was what I was super into for a while. And then I brought LaShawn and Reed and like all the homies to him, and like, you know, got all the homies into it. And like, it's super fun, you know, when you're young and run around and can have the stamina for that shit. But I go into a mosh pit for like, I can't even anymore. I just fucking embodied.
No shot, dude.
I used to just live for that shit, just to go into shows and be front right going crazy in the pit.
Hell yeah. But what kind of music are you listening to nowadays?
I'm pretty all over. Like, honestly, like, just depends. Like, if it's, you know, if there's like a podcast with like somebody I want to listen to, I'll listen to it. But I kind of don't just like randomly listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
But like, just like driving around recently, I like work super local, so I'll just like listen to the radio.
No shit. Interesting.
Yeah, just the radio. Like, there's some good radio stations, but I listen to like everything from like, depending where I'm at as well. But like, go-to is just like rap, or like the other day, just because Coachella was in the air, you know, I put on some like Disclosure radio, and I was like, all right, just like
Disclosure
vibing all
Radio.
day. You
Okay.
know,
We'll put
Disclosure
on.
just like some super trancy techno stuff. But dude, I'm all over like to like, you know, outlaw country shit to
Give
yeah,
me.
like
You said rap. Who's your favorite? I'm gonna follow Disclosure. Who's your favorite rapper right now? Because I fuck with Larry June so
hmm,
hard right now. For
you
like
fuck
the
with who?
past Larry June.
Dude, Larry June has infiltrated my. Did he infiltrate your algorithm as well?
No, Clay put me onto him like 2, 3 years
Okay,
ago, but now he's blowing up and it's just so good. It's
dude,
like positive
he.
rap. It's so sick, dude.
It's yeah, it's cool, but like I have a thing because I don't like him because he infiltrated my YouTube. Like I would put on one song by somebody else, and then the next song would be the same fucking Larry June song where he's got the like I don't know, little
Yeah,
Camaro.
yeah.
Maybe that's
The
what he
shit
always
blew
fucking
up. Yeah.
drives. Yeah,
Smoothies in
but like
91 or
I would
something.
yeah, I'd put a song on, Larry June would be the next one every time. So where I had to just like delete his name off of it. Like, I don't want any more Larry June. But yeah, he's cool.
Him and Freddie Gibbs, I've been listening to on repeat for like a week now.
Let me see, dude. Honestly, like, I mean, yeah, I guess it always depends. Me and LaShawn went to a Lil Tracy show the other day, and
Lil
Lil Tracy
Tracy.
was like, you're gonna yeah, definitely look that up. But Lil Tracy is like was Lil Peep's like best friend back in the day of like Lil Peep being huge.
Okay.
And he's just like
Oh,
super
no
drugged
shit.
out auto tune rap.
Okay.
But me, LaShawn, Eddie, like we just when we were in Barcelona and just everywhere, like there's just the funniest lyrics and just like we just love that shit.
Lil
It was
Tracy.
so
I've never
fun.
heard of him. That's a good
Yeah, but
selection.
I mean, but like rap stuff like today, like Shoreline's cool.
Shoreline. I've never heard of
Shoreline
that.
Mafia. You never heard
Okay,
of Shoreline
word.
Mafia?
No, dude, I'm
Okay.
not hip, dude. I'm not with it. I'm
I
trying to
mean,
get
I don't
with
even
it.
know if that's like hip.
Bands.
Um, yeah. That's that hype shit right there. That's every time Shoreline. I tried to when I first heard about it, I tried to tell everybody about it too, and they kind of like, hey, I can hear more.
We're getting taken off of YouTube.
This ain't a milli rock. Somebody dancing my dick ain't hard. That's a
Okay, okay.
It's that real trap shit, you know.
That's super trap shit. We got cuss words, but we're deep into it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but like Shoreline's cool, but there hasn't been any like new rappers. Like you know, I was super into like new rap coming out. You know, like super like on it, trying to figure out what the new sound is or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just not the same. Maybe it was being around the No Jumper store a lot, just being around it that like it was fun. But like, there's this dude Pooh Shiesty,
Pooh Shiesty. What a fucking name, dude.
right?
Do you like
and
him?
people were telling me about him. Like, dude, I'm not listening to a dude named Pooh. Like, there's no way.
Pooh.
And then he blew up. Or not that he blew up, but he got sick. He got signed to Gucci Mane, you know, and then
Hell
he
yeah.
shot a security guard in the foot, and he's been in jail ever since. So
Free my N-word Pooh.
yeah, free Pooh.
Free Pooh.
But you know, I just like hearing new sounds or just like new things. Like there's this girl Ice Spice.
Ice
Have you heard about
Spice?
her yet?
No,
Ice
I haven't heard
Spice.
about her. Ice Spice.
Yeah, this
Oh.
kid on rollerblades. I'll send you it too. This kid on rollerblades just did a funny video at the at the Phoenix Park.
Damn,
I
dude.
think. What's the one with like the flat bump or the fat bump to rail?
Fat bump to rail.
Or like it's like the fat rail, like
oh
big
yeah,
flat
Tempe
bottom.
Park. Tempe Park.
Is it okay? Tempe.
Yeah.
He just did a funny video, but I don't know. It's just like, and not that I like listen to Ice Spice, but it's just like funny seeing people like break into the industry how they do.
Yeah, she's got like I don't know 8 figures on every single song on the top 5, so she's doing good. Whatever.
And she wasn't shit 6 months ago. Like nobody knew who she was.
It's
and
crazy how that works.
Right when I went
dude.
to Australia, you know, everybody's like, all right, like so, like you know, I'm trying to figure out their like you know, all their stuff they got going on in their what's the word I'm looking for? You know, just like
their culture.
Yeah, their culture exactly.
Yeah.
And they're like showing me these things. And I was like, I'm gonna show them Ice Spice, you know. And this is what we got going on right now, or something.
Here
like
is America.
Yeah, but it's funny. You know?
I think
but
that's
it's not like she has like good quality music, but it's fun and she's like super bad. You know, she's hot. Like it's sick to see like girl rappers coming out being like super like boss bitch, you know?
Yeah, I love that.
It's cool to see, you know. I think girls should do that, and it gives girls, you know, that fucking, you know, put their fucking
It's
chin
empowering,
up,
you know?
Yeah, or like
put
Tay
your chin
Money.
up.
She's Tay Money is so bad. She's this girl from Dallas, I think.
Yeah.
Super blonde,
Sheesh.
super bad.
Yeah, dude. Like the evolution of music. I remember like when I made Mediocre in 2013, like Suicide Boys was like a new thing. Like nobody knew about them. I found them on Bandcamp and I was like, oh my God, this is a cool sound, and like use that kind of sound. And now that almost like went in style and already out of style, and then fucking all the rappers
So
went
many
like
people.
emo
I never
rap,
really got
emo
into Suicide
rock.
Boys. I never really got into Suicide Boys, but they were definitely like around, and like I got it. But it was cool to see
Puya.
them. Yeah, and Puya was cool. I did fuck with Puya actually.
Yeah, Puya's dope.
But it was cool to see them come from like not come from hardcore, but have more of that hardcore thing. And if you go to those shows, like I'd end up at some of their shows, that shit was crazy. Like those kids die for that shit, and fucking most of them are on fucking hard drugs out there, like, loving it, and it just looks gnarly. And yeah, when I'd see them, like those, it doesn't matter. But
it's a whole different
they're all
thing.
sober now. They're looking good. They're double flumed up or whatever on stage at Coachella, just trying to keep it together.
Yep. Rest in peace, XXX Tentacion, dude. I was looking at like some of the old footage of his concerts, and it's just like a fucking, you know, a mosh pit the size of, I don't know, DMX in Europe that in the 90s. You know what I'm talking about?
DMX at Woodstock 99.
Yeah. Shit, you know more than I do.
Woodstock 99.
All right, let's go to a different genre. You mentioned dark country, or what'd you say? Something country.
It's an outlaw country. It's just like, you know, like Hank Williams and like Waylon Jennings and
and I know them too. I like that.
It's like Sauce talked about it when he was on here, you know. It's just kind of like super country shit. It's definitely old to where like there's for sure staying some like, you know, older time stuff, you know, kind of racist, kind of
racist,
but definitely like transphobia in there, you know. But it's just the shit I listen to in the garage, you know. It's whatever.
It's just quiet when you pull up at a stoplight and your windows are down. You kind of turn it down a little bit, you know.
Oh yeah, I definitely don't drive around listening to it. But my neighbors probably think it might be a little crazy. But
well, I was just running down the town. I like
music's all
legit
over the
country
place.
Is dope. It really is. Me too. Have you heard of Goth Babe?
I don't think so.
That's been on repeat for a while. It's just like a good kind of indie feeling. It's one dude that travels in an RV and just lives in the woods and produces all of his shit and does all the vocals. And he's pretty big now, and he's fucking awesome. I would recommend Goth Babe. That would be my one musical recommendation to anybody listening. Go listen to Goth Babe.
But I had to look at my music because that's how it is these days. But
yeah, for real.
I had like even though I'm still in it, but there's like UK drill music,
dude. Yes,
like UK rap, like
grime.
Super into that. Yeah, just like Skepta in a general sense.
Yep.
But there's a lot of dudes like SL and stuff like that.
Tell me some UK drill, because that's been slipping my mind. I need to listen to that.
So look up this dude SL. He's like, I don't know what he is anymore, but
literally
he's
SL?
like just SL.
Okay,
he's like 16 and he wears a full face mask.
Yep, I see him.
That's him. He's sick. Dope. But just that music, because it's like super high pace or like, you know, fast pace. And I just like trap music, you know, just talking about trap shit or just like whatever. Or it's sick because some of these UK dudes will talk about being vegan or like about how phones are just like fucking you up and like shit like that, you know, to where like I feel like it has a little more meaning than a lot of the rap out here.
That's what got me with Larry June,
and it's like cool too.
He's bragging
you know,
about organic smoothies, and I'm like, I fuck with this, dude. And he's like, I'm focused on building my wealth. I'm got real estate. It's just like, word, dude. This is exactly what I want. You know, I want to think about.
I want real estate and smoothies.
Yeah, literally, that's my favorite things. I haven't done real estate yet, man. I still remember I talked with Sauce right before he started his journey, and then look at him now, and I'm still in the same place, but we'll get there.
He ain't got no properties.
He ain't holding no doors. He's wholesaling.
He got 0 doors.
How many doors you got? That's the real estate like dick swinging competition.
Trying to get a motherfucking door this year.
Yeah, dude. He mentioned that you were like talking about this shit that you wanted to get into.
I went and did. He did like a wholesaling class, and like me and a few homies like did it with him as Sauce as the teacher, which was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But
But he was
yeah,
good.
it was cool. We learned wholesaling. You know, I learned it. I learned I do not want to be a wholesaler. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not a salesperson. I mean, not anymore.
Direct to
But
seller at least. Sucks.
yeah, not like a car salesman. You know,
Right.
like
Yeah.
I want to own properties, and I want to fix and flip properties and kind of do them like, you know, kind of myself. Well, not myself, because that's not the move, but like, I don't know. That's kind of why I started doing like the handyman home renovation stuff to set me up
Oh, no
to,
shit.
you know, fix a house later on to where, you
Hell
know, maybe
yeah.
we can burr a house or do whatever. So
Yeah. So this is a recent thing, this construction handyman shit.
not recent. I mean, I've kind of, I think when I moved to Long Beach, so it was like 4 years ago. So yeah, I mean, I think when I moved to Long Beach, I started working with Grant Germain,
Yeah.
who just texted me actually too, which I'm sure you haven't heard of in a while, but he
I know the
is
name
now
though.
like part owner of like an art installation company in Hollywood.
Dope.
So for a
Good for
while,
him.
like, and I wanted to get tools, you know, just like being whatever. I was like, oh, you know, I want power tools.
I'm a man.
And
I should have tools.
exactly, I need tools.
Yeah.
So I started working with him, just like hanging art, and then, you know, we'd hang like mirrors and light fixtures and chandeliers and
Which
shit
ain't
like that.
easy,
So that's
dude.
kind of how I got.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, dude, we were hanging it in like crazy cribs, like in the hills, like worked
Sick.
for Kathy Griffin and like the Chainsmokers, and just like
Get the
crazy
fuck out
shit.
of here. That's
Charged a
awesome,
shitload
dude.
because it's Hollywood.
Yes.
We don't even deal with like the people. We just deal with their like assistants.
Right. Yeah.
Nobody's even paying for this
Yeah.
realistically, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Just send an
so, yeah,
invoice. We don't care how much
yeah,
it is.
exactly. Like,
Yeah.
they don't care. So that was cool, and that was like my foot in. And then I worked for like a handyman who did like more house flips and stuff like that. And he was like an electrician, so where like worked with him, and then after a while, and I just work for myself now. So it's super
Fuck
nice,
yeah.
and I love it.
How did you start
It's
working
so
for
good.
yourself? And tell me more about it. Like, are you a LLC? Like,
No, I'm not an LLC. I guess I don't know when you have to start. I don't think I make enough money to start worrying about that. But like now I kind of have all my shit together to where maybe I will start making enough money for it to matter, because I just kind of write it off as like an independent contractor.
yeah.
But
Sole
yeah,
proprietor, basically.
yeah. To where I just do I just work for myself, and I just do marketing through like, you know, online marketing, to where I just pay X amount and I'll get leads, and then whether I follow through with the leads or not, I still pay for it, and I get returning customers, and I'm fucking busy as shit.
Hell yeah. Good
And
for
like
you, dude.
I did
I did
marketing last week because I was like, all right, let's, you know, I'm broke. I just bought a Surron. I need to get my money back up.
Yeah.
But now we're chilling. I kind of took this week off to like catch up on some stuff and get bike side dialed, and yeah.
You're living the dream,
like,
man. I love it.
It's just, dude, honestly, like being able to make your own schedule, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
it's a good feeling.
with like, I think the only 9 to 5 I had was working at the building, like in the warehouse, which was cool. But like, I don't know if I ever did it 5 days a week, like 9 to 5. Like that shit's so draining. Like kudos to anybody who like does that. I don't know. I just want to like,
they're listening right now.
Yeah, dude. And that's where I started listening to podcasts, was right there in the warehouse with my boy Muff. Shout out to Muff if you're listening to this right now.
Anything to pass the time, dude.
Yeah. And like, and that's sick too. But like, you know, growing up, it was like, all right, how do we work as least as possible, you know, and like get by to where, you know, we were getting into all sorts of shit. But yeah, I don't know. 9 to 5 wasn't it for me, to where I work when I want and ride when I want. And
it's not it for me either.
Good. And like, you know, when you're your own boss, you could charge what you want. And good.
Dude, being like when I went freelance video, like learning to not charge, I would do a day rate of $200, and then we just film as much as you want, and I'd edit it the same day and deliver it. Like it was insane. I was going from 4 a.m. literally meeting this dude at the gym at 4 a.m. to film a vlog, finish filming at 5 p.m., edit it, put it on his YouTube, and make an Instagram reel all by 7 p.m. for $200. Like, and then luckily that's how I met all these good dudes, Pace and Jamil, and the kings of the world. I helped Jamil start his YouTube channel. I helped Pace like start his YouTube channel, and now they're fucking titans
that was cool
in the industry.
That was cool to see too, because like when I was super into like seeing what was up with wholesaling and stuff like that, like obviously I listened to the wholesale hotline because those were like the dudes, and it was very like not beginner by any means, but they had just started, you know, to where like they were still all figuring it out. And it's cool to see like you got in there, and then these fools are just
they've come a
the gods
long
of
way,
it. It kind of
dude.
seems like all of a sudden like they're all over TV and shit like that, and it's cool to see because those dudes seem super knowledgeable and like super genuine about what they're doing, and
they
cool.
changed my
And shout out
fucking
to
life,
them.
dude. Yeah, because like more than just like more than just like getting to meet them and work with them, like Pace in particular taught me how to value myself. He's called me out. He's like, dude, why are you charging 200 for all of these videos? He's like, you should charge 500 for each video. And I was like, oh, word, okay, cool. And then he was willing to pay more, and it like changed my mindset with money, which is an important thing. Like you can get stuck in like the broke mindset, you know, like money's so hard to get, I can't do it, but money's out there. You just got to like provide value and go get it. It's interesting to
and shout out to those people who like
that.
press you. I've been thinking about that a lot recently, to where like you need friends that call you out, you know, and not even if it's just friends, you know, like just affiliate or whatever, but like, and you know, sometimes people could get offended or whatever like that, but like people need to call each other out because it makes everybody better, you know.
Broke shaming. Just kidding.
I've never heard that.
I just made it up because I was thinking about, because like calling people out for like, yo, you can do better than what you're doing right now, like is the same as like fat shaming a homie. Fat shaming worked for me. I had a bunch
even
of,
like in a better sense, but
yeah.
like, yo, like you're talking shit right now, or like, yo, like you do this thing and it's whack, and you're just like, oh shit, like
I guess I am being negative. Yeah,
and
why
nobody's
am I
called me out
complaining all
because
the
like
time? Yeah,
and like nobody's called me out for whatever reason, and now you realize like, damn, I've been saying that dumb shit for all this time,
right? Yeah,
but now I'm not going to.
It's easy to like, that's why there's some phrase that my dad always said, and like small people talk about other people, and then great people talk about ideas and like the future and shit. And I was like, oh, okay, word. And then like,
not the good old days.
Yeah, don't live in the past.
I think there's like, the good old days, and like talking about people is like down here, and then like ideas and like
exactly talk about the future. And then just not like venting about negative shit to your friends all the time. Like you should talk about the positive things in your life more than the negative things, which is you know, not common apparently.
It's hard to do, and I try and do it, and we all still, you know, sit around and talk shit, which is fine, and you know, most of the times or whatever.
It's fun to
like,
talk shit.
You know?
Ew, so cringe, you know? Like, did you see what this dude posted? So cringe. Fucking, but get over it.
Yeah.
What do you got going for the future? Speaking of the future.
Trying to get this motherfucking door.
First dough. He's trying to get his first dough.
Got qualified for like decent amount last year, but not enough to where like it'd be something sick. 'Cause I want to get something with like you know, 2 units or like a back house or something like that, so where I can make some bread off it.
Yep.
And live in it.
Where would you live in the back house and rent out the main house so that you can actually?
I mean, that would be. I mean, that's how you make the most money.
Yeah, for real.
But like, it just depends on what the setup is. Like, I'd live in the back house. I'd live in fucking whatever. But I just also have a girlfriend and an 80-pound pit bull. So
yeah, a little tight,
that has to be a thing. But yeah, you gotta consider. I mean, we live in like a pretty. I mean, it's not small, but it's chill. I like it.
Yeah,
it'd probably be small for like a house, you know, if like a house is like, I think it's probably only like 800 square feet or something, but it's like pretty boxy.
Word.
But but nothing crazy, just the Surron video, trying to get bike side done.
Excited for that.
Bike side done. I think bike side will forever like, oh, just one more thing, you know, I want to do like these couple things. But
you guys just added that sub box. Is that the latest edition?
Yeah, kind of. That was like a while back. But it's just been raining, so it's just wet in there, to where we just get like crazy runoff, especially from like all the rain that we just had. So I just been waiting, like, you know, we just like dammed it up, and Elstrand and this dude Santi and like Kramus came through today and just fucked it up. It was so
hell
sick.
yeah, dude. Elstrand can do anything.
Dude, that's the only reason I drained it. I just want to see Elstrand get all weird. He did some shit, and then Santi did some shit too. It was cool.
Santi's also amazing, dude. I love him.
Yeah, he's cool. And like, I didn't know like the name until like he pulled up, and then he was like asking about Barcelona, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember you.
Yeah, Santiago Laverde, right?
Yeah. But bike side, the Surron video that I'm really not taking too seriously, but I think I'm just trying to get free parts because I'm tired of paying for them already. And nobody has a Surron edit.
Yeah, for real.
They're all fucking vlogs, man.
Mm-hmm.
What's up?
What's up?
You rock my fucking Surron. We're gonna hit this spot. It's
not it. See, now we're talking
Instagram
shit.
clips go crazy though.
What do you think of Dennis Anderson's vlog? Would you make fun of that?
Yeah, I'll make fun of Dennis's vlog. I don't even watch them, to be honest. Maybe I have a couple. I just don't really watch too many vlogs.
I never watch him, but I watched his one where he hill bombed at like 50 miles an hour doing a manual, and I was like, oh my god, dude! And he got his homie to do a tuck no hander down that Euro gap that they built. It was fucking crazy. It was a good little. Nice. It was a good. I'm stoked on anybody
if they're having
doing
fun.
Shit. Yeah.
Dennis is God. It doesn't matter. Dennis can do whatever he wants, you know. Yes. But it almost makes it more like accessible to where like Dennis was kind of like a mystery, kind of off the grid, like killing everything, to where all of a sudden he's pointing the camera at himself and like got the moto ramp and all this shit. And it's like, I love that guy, but like, it's just different, you know, but like he's got to a point to where he can't ride forever, you know, make these videos, get the podcast, get the brands going, run it up, run all that shit up.
For real.
I back it, you know,
I back it big time too.
Yeah.
Do you see the fucking AI generated clip of me at like interviewing Christian saying, hi, Christian, I wish you were Dennis or something. And then he starts talking and I interrupt him. You know what I'm talking about?
No, but I did actually just watch the Uncirc podcast, like, or at least I made it a couple minutes into both of them. Like, this is what everyone was talking about. Like, this shit's crazy. But
dude, no. I talked to Charlie on the phone, I think yesterday, and he is so fucking just like on one. Like he's doing a full length movie, independent film. He's sitting in his room writing 5,000 words himself, just like typing up a podcast and then using Donald Trump's voice and Joe Rogan's voice and fucking my voice and Fudger's voice. All right, here's the.
Thanks for coming. I really wanted Dennis, but I guess this will do instead.
No problem, Bobby. Thanks for having me, dude.
So how is Dennis doing?
I think he's doing well, man. I was just actually.
What's Dennis up to nowadays?
Just chilling, I think, man. I was kind of hoping we could maybe talk about.
Could you maybe ring Dennis and see what his Mount Rushmore of BMX riders would be?
Okay, Robert. I didn't want to have to do this here, but you aren't giving me much choice. Dennis chose Fudger, and that's nothing to do with me. Maybe Uncircumcised is just a better podcast. Have you ever thought about that, Bobby? If I find out you have violated your restraining order, you know I'll have to ring the police, and we don't need all of that mess again.
Anyway, Christian, it's been a great episode. Thanks for coming.
Dude, that's shout out to Archie Kenward.
Must be good. We got clips on the Kanode nose now. So
yeah, Uncirc is
breaking through.
The biggest podcast in BMX, that's for sure. Uncirc, second episode's coming soon, according to Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie is a fucking wizard on the keyboard
really
and all that shit. He's sick. I got to spend, you know, some decent times with him on S&M. And
oh yeah, cool. You were on S&M.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, we barely talked about like your BMX career. I feel like let's talk about the crank arm.
We never do. Like when you stop on, like, when you start riding, like I don't know. Like I said, I rode dirt jumps in my backyard when I was 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Like
no, we don't have to cover that again. Let's talk about your goddamn crank arm to wall ride. Tell me about that whole thing. I know that's a story.
I mean, yeah, kind of. So, I saw Brock do. I've been hunting for it. So when me and Sauce filmed my first video, when I was doing crazy grinds, or not even crazy grinds, just specifically crank arm stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to do a crank arm wall ride. And so me and Sauce, and I would tell everybody I know, like, do you know of any rail to walls? I'm trying to do a crank wall ride. And it just never happened. And then one day when Sauce was out and Spreet was there, they found a crank arm wall ride, but Spreet was there. So he did it. And it's like a little park. It's like a little walkway baby guide. I think Dak might've done like Peg's wall, maybe even Peg's, because I think there's 2 or something. So Spreet might have done the first one. I don't really know if any other ones have been done.
That makes sense to me. You and Spreet.
I mean,
yeah.
Shout out to we're both from the same area, 951 all the way.
I love Spreet, dude.
But yeah, I hit up Kramus for that spot because Brock had done the Pegs wall to like the stairs, and then we pulled up with I think like a Golden Days crew originally. And like we looked at it and I was like, you know what? It's probably like possible, but the runway had like a 3 block kind of in front of it, so where it was kind of you had to like zag and shit. It's like I don't know, it's possible.
That sucks because you don't see that in the video. Like you don't see all that shit. It's good to hear.
Yeah,
this.
You gotta kind of if you pause one of the clips, you can see like the piece of wood in the back.
Okay.
That I used, but I think I pulled up even another time because the school it's not even stacked, but it has like this cool like right side like out rail thing and like this little block set. But I pulled up another time, didn't fuck with it. And then I was like, I need like a piece of wood or something. So then pulled up with the wood and then, you know, tried it for hour and a half or two,
which
gave
is
up.
such a long time, dude. 15 minutes
I don't
feels like
do
an
that. I
hour
don't do
when you're
that.
trying
I know
shit.
that's
Yeah.
how people ride too. Like I'm so lazy of a bike rider, you know, like I kind of don't do anything. I kind of just ride around. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but so like, yeah, that was just, I'm not a tech guy to where, but this was just like on the list of shit and wanted to do it. So then came back, which I've came back to a spot before and then done it, but I definitely haven't come back a second time and still didn't do it. But like pedaling at a rail, like an up rail, it fucking wears you down.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
And even on the when I landed it, we were like a yerba mate, we had the massage gun out. My phone had died because I was just blasting techno in my ear or like out loud just because like I needed something to keep going. Phone died. We had Ed's phone on the techno, just trying to keep it going. And it was like, there's just so many things that like, even though it just looks so like I don't want to say it looks effortlessly because that's weird, but like it looks like it should work, you know, just like crank wall. But dude, like I had to like lean, pop, like you have to like
so many things going
like,
on.
Yeah. And then like forever, like it was like I'd get onto the wall and then I was like, oh sick, like I'm on the wall. And then like I'd have to like pull off the wall, which was like, I don't know.
I forgot.
I was doing so many goddamn things that like, I don't know. And then like I'd pull off the wall and then all of a sudden I don't know. I was like, dude, I'm not going to do it again. Like I'm not going to do it. Like I was not giving up, but like, fuck dude, like I can't feel my leg. Like, and then all of a sudden it just like worked. And it was just like, Eddie's like, it worked. It was like, yeah, you know, like it was
That's
cool.
Fucking awesome.
But yeah, that was just some bucket list shit that I've had on the list forever.
It's a hell of a banger. And the clip before it too, the tail whip on the roof is also, I was like, wait, you can tail whip? That comes from your fucking Woodward days, huh?
Kinda. Yeah. I don't know. I just have like a dick-footed whip. I mean, I'm dick-footed, you know, I spin the other way, but yeah, whips are super fun. They're just like, I need like a specific setup. I need like a wedge to wedge or something.
Okay.
I was like, how sick would it be if I've never filmed a tail whip ever. That was the only one.
That's why I'm saying like
film,
I didn't even know you could do them. And then all of a sudden you're whipping on a roof.
Like on a real camera. But yeah, I was like, I want to whip like an A-frame or something to where I was just like looking for this spot forever. And then I finally found one. And then I almost died without even really realizing it until they showed me after. But it all
when you swerved around that like whatever electrical thing.
I didn't even like think like it was just like,
dude, if you tag that and
if I would have
over
clipped and then gone off the roof, like dude, it would have been over.
Literal death. Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, so that was super fun.
What would you say is your proudest clip in your
Here we go. Let's fucking stroke this fucking ego.
10 years of BMX career sponsored shit. You were rocking a Sabrosa shirt in the Woodward video, I remember.
I still rock my Sabrosa sweatpants like every fucking
my
day.
Guy, yeah.
The ones with the bones down the side.
Yep. Fuck yeah. That's from my era too. I love that. The bones sweatpants.
I think I might have just got rid of it recently, but I have like that Nirvana 666 Sabrosa shirt.
Yep. That's a good one.
Shout out to Sabrosa. Yeah, I was almost. I mean, I was told I might even could have gotten on Sabrosa, but I went the S&M route instead.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm trying to think of it's like the like what was that thing? I don't know. There's like this Denny's roof off the 91 freeway, like in Corona, that I always drove by that like I cavemanned off of, and I always drove by it, and it'd always just like eat away at me. And that was like the banger in like my still peaking video.
Let's look up still peaking.
I don't peeking.
Still peaking.
I don't know. That drop-in clip from the video, that shit was super fun. Just like
from the beginning of the Cult one. Yeah. Oh my god, the Denny's caveman is fucking nuts, dude. That is fire. Yeah. You ain't afraid to get on some roofs.
That's like on the side of the freeway that like in Corona, so like you just drive by it all the time.
That's amazing, dude. That's what
it should be a spot that like everybody would see, and like I just for a while I would always just like post me like flipping it off, like fuck you.
Denny's.
Yeah.
That's amazing. All right. Let's see. Who are some riders that I don't know about that I should know about? You kind of told me one, Steve-O, but you told me it doesn't have Instagram.
Shout out to Steve-O. I couldn't even tell you his Instagram. It changes all the time. Man, we sit, not that we sit around and talk about this, but like I wish I could tell you like some local kids around here that are like worthwhile, but like I don't really know any of the kids too good. Besides like I don't know, Nate Bush. He's like a
Nate
little local
Bush.
kid. Shout out to
Okay,
Nate
well,
Bush.
follow Nate Bush.
Hmm.
What's his Instagram? Do you know?
Probably fucking Nate Bush, Nate_Bush. Like Bush, like the beard.
Oh, I see it. Followed by High Desert. Sick. Nathan Bush. All right, shout out Nathan Bush, dude.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I couldn't tell you like super underground shit. And I wish I could tell you like all these like local kids that are ripping, but like I don't really talk to them or hang out or like
Yeah,
I'm
you're
not just
doing
gonna
your own
tell them
thing,
like,
yeah.
yo, these kids are sick. And like I don't really know. Like they don't even really fucking they
Yeah.
just kind of look at their phone all the time. They don't even really say what's up. So
You ever go to Cherry
Yeah.
Park? You don't strike me as a Cherry Park guy.
If I go to Cherry Park, I am not riding. Like I go by, like I have like a wheelie bike that like I just, you know, if I'm pedaling around
go,
or if
"What's
I'm
up,
going
nerds?"
through town or on my Surron, like I'll pull
Yeah.
up. It's more like a hangout spot, you know, it's more
Yeah.
like just go over there, say what's up.
I miss the
but yeah,
days of
definitely-
like just hanging out at the skate park with the homies. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go over there, smoke a spliff. But I don't know. Cherry's also kind of weird because then you get all the weird, like entitled skater heads.
yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good enough for riders I don't know. Shout out Nathan Bush. How about riders that you sweat? We don't have to do Mount Rushmore. Just give me a couple riders that you look up to.
Who do I look up to? Is this like a influence or just like sick riders or
Yeah, who
are you
influenced
getting off the Mount Rushmore? I feel like that was your big thing.
It's still the big thing, dude. It might still be coming, dude. But I do want to know, like, just who you, without putting pressure of like who's the best four of all time or whatever. But who do you? Who do you
So
look up to?
basically, like just because I knew this question was coming too.
Mhm.
The big riders that like were super influential to
All
me.
right, fuck it.
growing up
Let me
was-
ask you. Hey, Trevor,
No,
what's your
no,
Mount
no.
Rushmore?
I know I should have hopped on at the beginning. Like, this is my Mount Rushmore. This is my message. What else? Just drop the phone.
Podcast over.
So Matt Priest was like, do you know who that is?
Yep.
Okay, Matt Priest was probably like one of my most influential dudes. Like I would go just watch his like Relentless video. And it was also with a Empire of the Sun song
Yep.
when like that was coming out. So where like so that was the video I would always watch before I would go ride. Like because he's just super sick, big ass dirt jumps, dick
You
footed.
can tell with your riding, dude. That's
So that was,
amazing,
you
yeah.
know, and maybe it was just like relatable, you know, to where he was kind of like doing similar things, but like him and Mike Saavedra,
Yep.
he's
From
like
AZ.
trail guy
That's
from
my
Riverside.
Yeah.
I would.
Well, he lived in AZ, I guess. Or
Oh,
I
did
don't
he?
know if he did, but he dated Chelsea Tellez for a while, and he was always out here at the Tellez compound.
Yeah,
That might
so,
be after your era. Anyway, go on.
I had this class where I TA'd for like, I TA'd for the dance team in 7th grade. If that's what you want to do, I recommend it. I should have taken a computer class. For sure. All I did was just hang out with dancers. But I would just go on his like ESPN thing and just look at his bike check every day. And he had
Nice.
this like full S&M ATF that was from like yellow to orange with like all aqua profile parts.
Sick.
And I would literally praise this bike all day.
Yeah.
But those were probably like the two dudes. But like with the Matt Priest thing, so he had that Empire of the Sun song. I
Mhm.
forget, I think it's Walking on a Dream or Staring at the Sun or some shit like that. And back to Coachella, might be like my tick. They performed at Coachella, and it was like one of the first times that like I did acid.
Oh shit.
And-
yeah.
And that shit was playing, and I was like in the video, you know?
Fuck
like I was
yeah.
like him in the video.
Yes, dude.
And then I met him at Texas Toast, I want to say, or like something super. I ran into him at the fucking airport in London one time, like going to Barcelona, which was super random, but I think it was somewhere else. I swear it was in Austin. And I told him, and he was like, that is the sickest shit I've ever seen, man. Like, I
Hell
want to go to
yeah.
Coachella so bad. And I
Yeah.
was like, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
so that was like some cool, like, yeah, Matt Priest.
shit's
fucking
powerful,
song,
dude.
Just like,
Yeah. Music is, especially on acid, it takes you to a
Yeah.
different place. Like
And that shit's
watching,
dangerous.
yeah.
Chill out with the acid too. It's, you know, a bunch
Yeah.
of kids watch this, but
Yeah. Be easy. Do psychedelics in
Yeah,
a nice,
you
safe
know?
environment, or just don't
could,
do them at all. No, don't
yeah,
do drugs.
or not. Experiment or not. You know, I definitely haven't done it in fucking forever because it's crazy.
Yeah, but
Um,
it's inevitable. You'll like cross paths with it in your life. If we are talking to a young kid who's listening, like you'll cross
Mhm.
paths with shit. So just be careful and like
Mhm.
don't be a dipshit and do too much of something. Like dip your toe in the water if you're genuinely curious. But I think the best policy is abstinence. Like if you never know what it feels like to be on like a opiate or a fucking Xanax or whatever
Opiates
drugs
aren't
that
it.
people
Just
are rapping about,
opiates ain't it.
they ain't it. They ain't it. And it's
I feel like with
bad path.
with the growing mushroom trend, I feel like people or kids, you know, like kids will probably. I mean, shit. There's like mushroom pills. Imagine if like
Yeah. Like
that
I'm gonna do
like when I was little, I was afraid to eat mushrooms because they sucked. Like they just taste like dirt.
They did taste
like,
bad.
Just eat a pill. Like, oh, it's way sicker.
Yeah, I have some capsules, and microdosing is big in like business.
That's what I mean. Like, so kids can like ease into it. This sounds awful. We're just talking about kids getting on drugs. That's fucking.
No, in general though, like drugs have changed a lot. Like it's so crazy in my little lifetime, from like being 16 to now. Like it went from buying weed from a sketchy dude in the side of the road and in a truck, and you don't know where the weed came from, to now you walk into a superstore and you can get whatever weed you want, and it's all legal. And
Apple store looking places too.
Yeah, Apple store ass looking places. And then ketamine, which is like a horse tranquilizer and a rave drug, is now used as a therapeutic for depression with like prescribed doctors. Like they do intravenous ketamine therapy, which I'm doing in a couple of weeks, which is wild.
I actually, when I was working for the art company, I hung a bunch of plaques in a ketamine clinic, and it was all drawings of little children saying, "I love ketamine."
What the fuck?
Yeah, like crayon drawings of kids saying ketamine saved my life and I love ketamine.
Wow.
It was pretty.
That's interesting. I've never thought about like the effect, like maybe you have a depressed kid and you give them ketamine therapy and it works. I looked into it once. I learned like ketamine actually can like reprogram your neural pathways, which is like really cool.
I have one of my girlfriend's friend, like she's prescribed it and she could like bring it on flights and like shit like that.
Yeah, things have changed. That's what I'm saying.
But,
it's wild.
Yeah, it's also pretty fucking lit.
Yeah.
Drug too. Yeah.
So let's get back.
But with other riders, when I was super little on my Woodward phase, and I looked like Dennis. Well, I'm sure you can kind of see. I had, I got the big.
You do kind of resemble Dennis
anymore.
I can see it. Yeah.
But I looked like Dennis. A lot of people didn't even know my name. They would just call me Dennis.
Nice.
And I had a gyro, and I wore Nike 6.0s and hella knee pads and shit.
That's Dennis from that
was
era.
Definitely
Yeah.
like, I mean, I think a lot of people can just say that Dennis is a god. Dennis and Garrett are like the gods.
Yep.
But Dennis was definitely a big influence in like my riding when I was little. And
fuck yeah.
He gave me a frame when I was like, that was probably the frame. That was the frame I was riding in that Sabrosa video. Probably.
Oh,
like that
no shit. That's dope.
Salmon specific color.
Yeah.
That was for sure like his hand-me-down frame that he gave me.
Wow. That's special. That's fucking dope.
Yeah.
That's super lucky. You know how many kids across the world would like kill somebody to get Dennis Henderson's hand-me-down frame? That's awesome, dude.
Woodward, man. Woodward, like that same. Maybe it was like a summer before or something, considering I already had the frame. But I think when the demo team was there, one of the Aussie homies was staying with me, and he went up to Connor Lotus and was like, "Yo, mate, like, can I get your autograph? Like, I've always wanted to come to San Diego." He's like, "Come stay on my couch."
Hell yeah.
And it was like, word. So then we just like went down and stayed on Dennis's couch, like, and because Connor lived with Dennis,
Yeah.
And so I hung out down in San Diego for a while, like when I was still living in Elsinore. And I went down there and hung out with them and that scene for a bit, and it's cool.
Dude, I've only gotten to watch Dennis ride in person like once, and he was just sessioning a banger like it was nothing, and I was so fucking baffled. Like he did the banger, and it's not out yet, I don't think. I think it's with Kramus for something. And I was like, you fucking did it, clapping. And then he's like, nah, I didn't do it good enough. And he did it. It's like something that would take like somebody's all to do. And he's incredible. Okay, so that's 3, right? Matt Pierce, Mike Saavedra, Dennis Anderson.
Matt Priest.
What did I say? Price?
Pierce or something?
Pierce. My bad. I'm on too much ketamine right now.
Lit on kit. Probably like Trey Jones on like some pegless stuff.
Yeah.
That was kind of like, he was doing a lot of cool crank arm stuff when I didn't really like. So my phases of riding was like, so I just rode forever, like rode dirt jumps. And then in like, let's say end of middle school, beginning of high school, all my homies were like street. Like everybody was in love with Dak and Eddie Cleveland and all this shit. And
Yeah.
I had a gyro, and I was the homie with the gyro. And like,
Nice.
and then it turned into like
Freaking loser.
everybody else stopped riding, and then I didn't have pegs, but I didn't have brakes at this point either. So where I learned how to do a crank arm.
Nice.
And like Trey was doing crazy crank arm shit, you know, at the time.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, I guess it maybe to other people it wasn't like breakthrough, but like I think it was kind of like, you know, what
He was definitely early on that shit. Yeah.
10 or something, you
Yeah.
know, like 11. So where just, you know, and then I turned into street guy for a bit, and then now I'm just fucking all right.
That's
whatever.
dope. That's a pretty fun Mount Rushmore. I like that. Let's talk about crank arms. Who do you think did the first? I'm thinking about like Ian Schwartz and Jim Solinsky, and
I would have no idea.
we would have to do like research because old videos like
I mean, there's a dude doing it in Anthem 1 or 2,
right.
and I want
Like,
to say it is Jim C. Maybe
I don't know.
I'm
Jim
super
C's in
bad.
Anthem, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I'm
old shit
super.
either,
Yeah,
dude.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm super bad with like old facts. Like I didn't even know who Ian. I still barely even know like what Ian Schwartz is all about. Even though we have not want to say we have similar writing, but like
That's
he's pegless and
unacceptable.
has a free coaster. You know,
I'm
exactly.
gonna need you to go watch Gone.
I have tapped
fishing.
in, but like I don't really know. You know.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know, but Trey was doing crank arms, and then like Eric L. and then Eric Lichenberger.
Yep.
And then Garrett Reeves was sick with the pegless stuff.
Dude, Garrett Reeves is like one of my all-time favorites.
Hoder,
for sure. Yeah.
Hoder's crazy with it, but like, dude, doing pegless grinds is so like, I don't know. I'm pegless, and I think it's stupid. Like grinds, like put pegs on. Like I was like doing pegless grinds like up rails. Like that is not the move. Like
why am I doing
like
this?
crank arms and like dust? I do the dusters too. Like that makes sense. Or like
those are dope.
Doing a pedal grind on like coping. But like fools really like axle grind round rails.
Yes. Yeah. Pegless like Hoder.
I've done it on like a Sabrosa rail, and like where your crank like goes over the rail and you just eat straight over the bars. Like bike fully fucking stops in its place and you just it's I don't know. It like
oh shit, dude. Have you ever done like I think the most elusive pedal grind is the front pedal grind to hard 180. That was like one that nobody really unlocked until I don't know who the fuck did it.
I'm dick-footed. I don't know. So that would be like switch hard.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
But I do the back pedal.
Yeah, I saw you did a back pedal hard in
180,
which is is that spinning the opposite way for you? No, that's regular spin, opposite grind.
Nah,
your back foot is switch. Yeah.
Regs. And I've done another one before too on just like an outledge, but
that's dope.
Yeah, hard 180s without pegs is pretty crazy. Like
yeah, it's a weird feeling.
Work.
If you could,
and that was kind of random too. That the one in the recent video.
Yeah, on the famous up.
We just like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. We just like, I mean, just filming for the video. I'll just go get in the van with Vish wherever we're going. And he was like, "We're going to the up ledges." I was like, "Oh shit, we're going to a ledge spot. I got something in mind actually."
Nice, hell yeah.
And that was actually the day that Young Dolph died. R.I.P.
Rest in peace, Young Dolph.
We were being in the van and everyone, we just banged Young Dolph the rest of the day.
As you should.
Yeah.
yeah. Let's see. If there's a trick that you could magically have like the Matrix type just put in your brain, what would you want to learn? What would you want to have?
I'd relearn caveman crank arms and go do it on this spot in San Pedro that I've wanted to do my whole fucking life.
Damn. Well, I'm gonna need you to do that.
Nah. Well, remember, I was doing that shit when we met.
Yeah.
I pulled up to that Palm Springs park, like so
yes,
deep,
dude. Yes. Yeah. The little park
did on
party.
that little 3-stair one.
Yeah, you did.
I just don't do rail stuff that much anymore. Like I have this perfect spot that's like a out ledge, and then there's a rail on the side, and it's just like so perfect. But I'm just so not comfortable. And like,
dude, I forgot about you doing that trick. The caveman to crank arm is so fun. Yeah.
Very. Yeah.
Who
I don't know
else
anybody
does
else doing that shit either.
Yeah.
I don't know. People like, I seen like Mike Stahl, like kind of, you can put the bike on the rail and then step onto it.
Right. Yeah. But nobody was doing it the way you legit jumped, met your pedals, and then crank armed. Like,
yeah, it's literally like, get some pegs, homie. Like, what the fuck was I doing? I don't know. There was like,
I'm
it
gonna
was
watch
actually
that
at
park
the
party now.
You guys said that shit to me. That'd be funny. It was a Coltoween jam. Colt used to throw jams at like the Van skate park.
Yeah.
And there was the down rail best trick contest going on, and it was like I did a crank arm, cool, and then it was like I think I did a fucking axle grind, which is, even though that one was kind of square, but I was like, man, what else could I do for this thing? And I remember I like tried it and got on, like locked into it, and then like never landed it, but like Robbie gave me some shoes or like a voucher for like some Vans, and
Yeah.
like I fucked with Robbie for that, and like
Hell yeah, dude.
obviously fuck with Robbie hard.
Robbie's sick because he
But
just like
I always fucked with Robbie, you know, through everything. Like he was always mad cool.
yeah. Since I saw him once at Interbike when I was like 18 and met him. I was starstruck, like holy shit, that's Robbie Morales. And then like I bumped back into him again and he said, "You're that Free Coaster kid from Arizona," and just like gave me a compliment, and I'll never forget it. Like he's just a good dude. I'm sure there's thousands of people that have the same story, but he's the guy. He'll make you feel good and then go on your way.
Yeah.
What's your advice to young hungry kids out there?
Don't be fucking hungry little kids. All annoying.
Don't be what you are.
I don't know, like, yeah, because I talked about it with homies too. Like, yeah, if you want to be the guy, I don't know, maybe it's where we're at. I just like, I hate all these, no, I don't want to say hate, but like all these little kids, like they just suck. I don't know. And maybe I'm just that old head that's super like anti like everything, you know, just like all I
You
want.
are.
I just want to go build my
salty
spot
face,
and not
yeah.
even ride it, you know?
You're 28 going on 55 right now, Trey.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know, like if you want to get out there, like, yeah, Instagram's cool. And like I came up in this when like Instagram had just started and companies didn't know the value of it.
Right.
And they were just like, you know, giving you the password and just do whatever you want on the Instagram because they didn't know what it was at the time.
That's so weird to think about.
But like, I don't like, if you want the respect, like film a video or go, I mean, I guess that's not whatever to little kids, but go build a spot, dude. Building a spot has been the sickest shit, even if it's like, you know, dirt jumps or putting a rail in the ground or stacking cinder blocks and you got a flat ledge, you know, like if it just like brings community and like homies and it's sick and it's yours and nobody can tell you shit.
Yes. That's bomb.
Yeah.
And then I would add in like make it happen on your own, like travel. Like you footed the bill to go to Europe. Like
travel,
right?
man. Travel and go by yourself even.
Yeah.
Like, those were the best times. Like not the best because like fuck, it's been so like me, Eddie, LaShawn, Reed on like the everyone's fucking trips. Those were so much fun, and like Simone and shit. Like that was fun. But and same with like I just went to Australia this last year in October, which I guess we can bring up when the first time you tried to do this podcast. It was 7 a.m. I just got back from the club and just reparked Lewis's car and you're like, "You want to do a podcast?" I was like, "Fuck no." But like, yeah, you know, going to Australia by myself, it was sick because you can be on your own time. And if you know homies or I know everyone can't do it, but like I was just couch hopping and just like hopping in people's vans and like weird camping and stuff like that. But when you have like, you know, 2, 3, 4 homies, you got baggage, you got to start getting, you know, you got to start paying for places and stuff like that. So yeah, get out there, man. Traveling is what it's not what it's all about, but like it's the funnest thing to go out there and just like experience new places, whether you're by yourself or with your friends, and just get out there and just get humbled by like all the cultures and like get out of your bubble and see what like all these other places are about and just get out there, man.
It's probably the most rewarding part of BMX is the travel and the experiencing different cultures and shit. Like the fact that I got to go to Australia and Barcelona and all the places that I did with Sabrosa, it's so crazy, dude. And I still, you know, I'm not really a traveling guy, but I look back on those memories and I'm like, fucking A, dude, I'm so lucky that I got to do that. And your perspective changes so hard because like you see how other people live in different countries and how we in America are like it's not necessarily normal the way that we live.
Yeah, we're not doing the best out here on like living things, but like, I mean, you know, we're a capitalist country and like we, you know, it's good and it's bad, you know? So in other countries, you know, some people are pretty like in Spain and Barcelona, like shit is pretty mellow, you know, people mellow. Are like cruising. Just relaxing. A lot of people like stay in the same house they lived in like their whole life. It's just like the family house. They got the whatever job to get by. The siestas, they party hard as shit. They love to party. And then it's not, you know, it's not too like global. It's not too like fast paced. It's very like slow and it's nice, you know. It's cool to go out there and like see that and see not everybody like trying to make the most out of every situation and squeeze everything dry, you know. It's just like it's cool.
I'm trying to think, is Spain like a capitalist country?
I don't know.
The moral of the story is Trevor is a communist, and this has been a great podcast. So.
I'm just comparing like, you know, the mellowness to like America and just
like the
just
go go go
different
go go. You
speed.
got to get it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
blah
just
blah
different
blah.
speed.
Oh, you know what? I'm randomly curious. Do you have a morning routine? And what is it? If
It
you
just
do,
depends like if I'm working or not. But like wake up, feed the dog, get the espresso machine going, drink a glass of water. Make sure you drink a glass of water in the morning before you wake
word.
up.
Second
I've
that.
been drinking like a shot of salt water too in the morning
Yep.
because I'm like low in minerals.
Electrolytes,
And
dog.
because I think I just sweat a lot and like got told that I was low in minerals. So that's been helping me a lot. Like, and I can actually feel it. Like I would get like this pain in my back that like I got kind of like tested and they're like, yeah, you're just low in minerals. So
Dope.
but nah, nothing too crazy. Walk the dog, or I don't even walk. I just skate with him now or like ride my bike because he's a big boy and he needs to run.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Coffee
good. That's a
dog.
good morning routine.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah, it's pretty all over. Run to work or listen to lo-fi YouTube channels.
Nice, dude. I like the
stretch.
lo-fi vibe.
Yeah, it's fucked up. They talk about YouTube algorithms. When I wake up and I go on YouTube, all it is lo-fi. Like I cannot. There is nothing else on there that I could click on if I wanted to.
Dude, I did one yoga class on YouTube, and now my entire algorithm is like 30-minute morning fucking energetic yoga, which I'm down with now. I'm getting into yoga. I have this routine going for like the past week, which is so sick. Like I'm waking up at 6 consistently. I'm meditating for 20 minutes. I'm walking my dog. Then I go do cold plunge and sauna, and then I come home and do yoga, and then I go work. And it's like so fucking dope. And then
where
next
do
week,
you do the cold plunge and sauna at like a gym or something?
Yeah, because during the winter I can do it in my pool right here, but there's no sauna. But the cold plunge is the shit, dude. Like 3 minutes in it, and then you're just high on life for days. It's crazy, and all your muscles recover. Yeah, it's the real shit.
I wish I had a pool for that.
Next week, I wish I had my own. Like, I think my boss is gonna get a cold plunge in his one of his like Airbnbs, and there's gonna be a gym there too. And I'm gonna fucking cancel my membership at this spot. Yeah, jump in. I'll be like, by the way, you should also get a sauna, and then I'm just gonna be the only person that ever uses it. But so yeah, I'm like consistent on that right now, and then in a week from now, I will be on like a nationwide tour. In 8 days, I'm going to go to LA, Tempe, which is here, but Utah, Salt Lake City, all within 8 days. Go to Dallas, Houston, Charlotte, Atlanta, and Miami just to promote a book. And it's just going to be like flying and filming and flying and filming and editing. And whew, it's going to be nuts.
Sick.
So there goes my morning routine, but we'll keep it up. I gotta go. I'm gonna try and go film a clip. I got a spot, and the boys are gonna meet up and shoot a photo and a video, and I'm gonna keep working on my mediocre 2 part. I'm stoked.
Hell yeah! Tell the boys I say what's up, and hopefully I'll be out there. And I mean, if it's not a week or two,
make it longer than a week or two. Well, yeah, you're right.
No, I mean like in a week or two.
Yeah. I'm just
going. If you go to Arizona, like I don't,
it's forever.
It's destiny. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Tell Pace and all your boys to look out for pools for me.
Yes, sir. I will.
I know they fucking got him.
Yeah. There's one house in my neighborhood that's being like redone that I walk past and I think of you every time. I'm like, this is a good one. It might be a good one, you know? But I don't know what makes a pool good. Yo, that's one question I skipped over earlier before we go. Who's the best pool rider in the world? I have an idea, but
I mean, you probably know.
Corey?
It's Corey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fucking good, dude. It's so crazy.
And who brought him to his first pool?
That's right. Trevor Sigloch.
I'm trying to think who other like big dogs like sick like that. I don't know. We could do you got to run right now, or you got like a couple minutes?
I got a couple minutes.
So me and Corey just barged this very high profile actor's house, which I'll tell you off camera because everyone could just look it up.
Okay.
But he is the main dude in like, you know, one of these big movies in like the 60s or 70s or whatever.
Okay.
But basically, and I feel confident saying this because somebody else did, but like we find all our pools on real estate apps. Like we go on the real estate app and you can put in the tab like with a pool, and you can even put in getting renovated to where just scroll pools.
Sick.
Quite the concept.
Yeah.
So if you find them, hit me up, send me your pools. But me and Preston got busted at a pool like by a helicopter and shit with like, I think it was like maybe $1 million house or something.
Whoa.
and nothing ever ended up happening with it. They didn't press charges or anything, but so we're like, fuck, we got to chill on like all the expensive houses.
Yeah.
But he found this pool that like it's in my video where like I carve around like the like opposite cake and I do the outledge into the pool.
Yeah.
And then like do the shit. So that pool has a rail in it too, like a handicap rail, like down the waterfall to where there's like a rail, a reverse cake, the outledge. Like it's stacked, you know?
Yeah.
And it's rare because like pools normally just suck. Like they just suck. Like all of them suck.
But if you're at
we're just trying to find like
house,
some decent ones. So it was like 12 mil or something. And it was like, fuck, like we're never going to ride that one. And then we're up in the hills and like me and Corey, and we're about to just like, fuck it, let's just go to San Bernardino. And he's like, you know what? Let's look at this other pool real quick. I was like, oh, it's that one that like, you know, Preston sent. He's like, yeah. I was like, all right, let's go peep. He's like, I looked at it. There's like a 12-foot tall gate. There's cameras everywhere. I don't know if anybody lives there or if there's dogs or what. I just like, I need somebody to get my back. Cause Corey like loves this shit. Like, I don't really like, I'm not super on it. Like he just, he loves this shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got your back. Let's run it, you know, whatever. So we hop this gate and we're like walking through and it's all like blind. Like we don't know what the fuck like is going to happen. Like we're expecting to get rolled. Like something's going to happen. We pull up and like we cruise through the house and we see that it's just like fucking gangster, like so gangster. Or at least it used to be. It's just like half studs now. Like most of the house is like kind of all ripped out. But then the pool's there and there's like old pictures of like the dude and all his cars and like 2-story library, movie theater, like the gangsterest of gangster shit ever. And like the pool's there. And then like, so we tried to like siphon it and it didn't work. And like, there's like a fire department across the hill that like could clearly see us if they wanted to. And they have a lock on the gate. And then so like we come back or like we leave because we couldn't figure it out. We're like, oh, we'll just come pump it. Like, and we found out there was power because like I was like, I saw an outlet and I saw like new wiring and I was like, no fucking way. And I turned the light on and the power came on. I was like, yo. So that means we could bring an electric pump instead of bringing our big ass gas one, you know?
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting in traffic and I'm like lurking. I'm like on, you know, the websites, like looking up whose house it was. And I find out whose house it was. And I'm like, yo, this is like this dude's house. And he's like, no fucking way. It's like, yeah. And it was just like, and then the next day we're lurking around some more and we see his like handprints in the concrete with his initials.
Wow.
And just like, it was just super crazy shit. And it was just super cool to like be in there. And it was just really something out of like another Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like they just had like his old pictures like pasted on the wall of him with all his cars and like in the library and like, cause they're trying to sell it because it's like a gangster architect who built it.
Yeah.
So they're like trying to sell it as like a refurb, you know, you can like remodel or refurbish it or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was just crazy hitting like, you know, $12 million barge, like fire department's right there. We got the pump going. We're bucketing it out. We're trying to beat the sun because the sun was going down. Like we rode it and it like really wasn't that dry yet. And like, it was just crazy. Yeah. And we just got bright ass orange buckets trying to dodge the fire department. Like I swear the fire department dropped a walkie-talkie like down this hill on the side. Because me and him are both like trying to get it clean, whatever. And we hear somebody on a intercom, like, and we're just like,
uh-oh. Yeah.
Fucking, what the fuck's going on? Like,
yeah.
Is someone right here? Like, and it was a crazy experience, but we handled it. And then we got the fuck out of there because we really expected to get rolled and like, but it was worth it because it was like a crazy pool. And then we tried to go back and it just hasn't been possible. Like there's been neighbors outside and it's just like the most
it's a one-time magical moment.
I mean, yeah. And then like it's been raining crazy out here to where like people were in town, like Lil Jon and some other homies came in town just to come, well, not just to come hit that, but hit other pools and shit. And like we hit it when we drained it, it rained like the next day.
That's
where it's like, fuck, you got to go in there and like do this whole mission again to like break into this fucking mansion. I don't know. It was just crazy.
That's got to be like part of the thrill of riding pools. It's just like the difficulty of like finding.
That's 90% of it for me is for sure like the chase.
No dig, no ride. Like what's the phrase for pools? No fucking trespass. No fucking grass. I don't
know. No trespass, no grass. Yeah, but it's definitely like the chase, like the pools. Like it's so much fun. I'm not super on it right now, but like,
when you're on it, you're on it. Yeah.
I mean, kinda. I just like riding them, but like I said, like Preston and like this other dude Gilbert, who's like out here. He's like kind of new to around here, but he's been on it, draining pools on Friday, ride him on the weekend. It's fucking rains all week, I drain him again. Like, and I'm just not down like that. Like he's like, yo, we're riding this. I'm like, dude, let me tell you again, I'm riding my dirt bike for like 2 months at least. Like I'm not touching the bike. Like it's chilling.
See you boys later.
But yeah, that was a really fucking crazy barge. That wild one.
That's dope. What are you gonna do for the rest of the night?
Fucking smoke the rest of the spliff. Go put this new Surron axle on. Probably stare at my Surron some more. Try and figure out how it works. Fix the suspension. See how long it is till the rest of my parts get here. I'm trying to go build some shit at Bike Side tomorrow, but like we dammed it up, but it'll probably just be wet again tomorrow. Like the dam will probably just break through because the waters are still kind of coming through. But yeah, probably
it's a good sign that it's been raining there, because that means we'll get rain. I think that's usually how it works. Like you guys get weather and then Phoenix gets it, and we're in like hot flash right now, so I'm down for.
Well, did
rain.
you guys get crazy rain like a month ago?
Yeah. Like after.
So I mean,
right after
we're doing pretty good. Like we were in like a crazy drought, but all of our reservoirs, not all of them, but like a shitload of them are like back up. Like 80% capacity, and like all the lakes that LA steals all the water from, like they had to divert water into these lakes that haven't had water into them for forever, like Owens Lake and stuff like that. To where everyone was stressing. Lake Powell's at like 40% capacity, and like we go out there every couple of years, and it's over. We're just like, fuck, we're never going back. Like it's all gonna dry out, and we're back. Shout out to El Nino.
Shout out to the mother nature,
Yeah.
All right. That's it, everybody. That's Trevor. Trevor, thanks for coming, man.
Right on. Thanks, Bobby.
Yeah, you're welcome. Goodbye, everybody. And you've reached the end of the video. That's it. I'm going to go get a clip now, and I'll see you next week with Nick Sebasti, if it happens, but we'll see. All right, have a good day. Hey, if you haven't liked and subscribed and shared the show with your friends, what the fuck are you doing, dude? I'll come get you. All right, bye.